Hi, I'm Hope of Hopemadeyarnco, and we're missing somebody, right? So Kiesha has decided, and I'm going to read her words so that I'm not misquoting her, that she's going to take a step away from the podcast. She's taken a break. Since she took a break from her business, she says it made her realize she needed to slow down. She says, I was stressing out and it wasn't fun anymore. She's speaking for herself. She knows that, you know, I have a yarn dyeing business, so she respects that, you know, I'm going to continue on with the podcast. And she just said that right now she's got to work on getting her creative spark back. So things are going to be a little different. I will be hosting, and I'm going to bring on different guest co-hosts. Sometimes it'll just be me. But today we have my friend Julia, and if you've been with us before, you know that Julia has actually been on the podcast a couple of years ago now. She's author, illustrator of children's books. She has 2 books out, I'm Stuck and Robinson's New Thing, and she's going to join me today because she's a knitter too. Okay, so this is pinebarrenknits, and I'm your host, and today we've got Julia Mills joining us. So we're going to start where we normally start, which is with what we're wearing. What are you wearing?
I am wearing, okay, I always forget the names of patterns. This is White Mountains Light by, it's Midori House?
Midori. I've heard people say Hiroshi. I don't know if that's right or not. So
we'll link the pattern, right?
Yes. The pattern will be linked below.
And this is just sort of, mine is knit as a crop. I wear it with a dress, so you can see it's not very long. And it's in your yarn. Discontinued color though, Fairy Lights, but I really like it in the summer as like a little shell to just throw over my favorite
and
wool.
It looks beautiful with your hair.
And it matches my hair. I pretty much wear wool year round. I find it's pretty cool. I might not wear this outside, but indoors, like to wear things like this that I can just throw over a wool dress. So here it is.
And I'm wearing Este by, and I don't know if I'm saying that right, it's Este by Justyna Lorkowska. And I think I'm saying that right. It is knit in my Joy base, which is a fingering base, 437 yards for 100 grams. And the color is Ilysian Grove.
It's really pretty.
Yeah, you're not really getting, that's a little bit better. Because it's a merino yak silk. Because it has the silk in it, it's got a sheen to it. So the color is a little blown out.
I really like the sleeve detail.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of short sleeves. Yeah. Like 90% of what I knit is short sleeves.
And this is exactly why I knit this. And actually I dyed this color just so I could make this t-shirt because I wanted something, because it has this beautiful lace on the shoulder, which you can see even with this variegated yarn, but it's very plain in the front. So I wanted something that had interest.
It really shows the color, but the color's not overwhelming.
Right.
It's like a nice, from far away, it just makes almost like a solid heather.
Yeah. Yeah. So I love this top. I think it's I
might need one of those.
Very wearable. Yeah. So that's what we're wearing. And let's talk about, normally we talk about what we've been up to.
Okay.
And we've both been hitting some different knitting things.
We have. So. I've been knitting a whole lot. So I'm a teacher and I'm on summer break, and I've really been doing a lot of knitting.
You've been doing a lot of art too.
I've been doing a lot of art. I've been doing a lot of knitting. I am like whimsy maxing, I guess. If we want to use a phrase, like just trying to do all the things that I love. It's also been really hot, so
it has been.
The air conditioning is on and the wool is being knit at my house.
Well, and what is Julia's on Instagram. What is your Instagram?
J Mills Paints. You can find me on most social medias that way.
I'll add that.
Yeah, I'm pretty active on Instagram these days. Do a lot of like watercolor videos and process videos. I like to do gel printing.
I was really enjoying your gel printing.
Yeah, gel printing is super fun. Cool. I may do some more of those in the future. I use like summer to really try to like refresh my brain and come up with creative things, and my real goal this summer has been playing, like letting myself play, which is kind of hard. when you're grown up, you know?
It is.
So like just letting myself play with my knitting, with my art, and just trying to do things that I love. Well,
Now, do you still have your Etsy, or did you?
It is currently on vacation.
Okay.
Yes. So right now I don't have an Etsy going.
Because Julia actually does prints too, and she used to have them on Etsy.
Yes.
She's had some knitting prints, which actually I have.
Yes,
the envelope
I'm
over
hoping
there.
to migrate that to my own platform at some point. I just
Nice.
haven't gotten there yet.
But she's had a few knitting prints go viral, so it's
Yes.
kind of cool.
I really love my knitting community. I feel like, so I've been knitting for, I did the math, about 25 years.
Wow, you've been knitting longer
I've been
than me.
knitting a long time, and I feel like my knitting, it's been this constant in my life. Like it got me through early like motherhood when I had little kids. Even before that, like I was at a knitting group. It's been a social outlet for most of my adult life. And so I feel like it really affects me as a creative person and as my social life. I just always feel like I have my knitting friends, and actually my husband's a knitter too and a spinner. So, you know, we've enjoyed some knitting events together, which is really nice.
Yeah, we both went to the knitting group that meets at Books A Million in Mays Landing this week on Wednesday morning. That was, I think, the biggest group I've ever seen.
So many knitters.
We took over the whole cafe for
Yes.
the most part. I think there was maybe 2 tables that we weren't using.
Yeah, it was great.
So, and then we also last night we had, I can never remember the name of the guild. I think it's the South Jersey, or is it the Jersey Shore? Maybe it's the Jersey Shore Fiber Arts Guild. I think it meets up in Galloway at, I can never remember the name of this church either.
It's like all the saints.
It's like all
Every saint.
All Saints.
Yes.
Saint Mark and All Saints or something like that. I think I have it. I do have it down in the I have it down in the show notes. So it is down there. But yeah, they meet the 3rd Thursday of the month.
That was my first meeting last night, and it was really fun.
Yeah. But they won't be meeting in August. I'll link down when the next meeting date is and all that. September, it will be their 1-year anniversary. So I think they're planning on doing something to celebrate that. But I was the speaker last night.
Great.
Which is, it's honestly, when I do things like that, it takes me back to when I was in 4-H and we had to do public presentations.
It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah. So it was fun. There were lots of really good questions. And then actually after when I was packing up, I was like, oh, I should have talked about samples too. Which I didn't. But yeah.
You did a nice job. I thought it was very informative.
Yeah. And I didn't talk about the dye process for the most part, because I feel like if you really are interested in the dye process, there's so much stuff out there, the videos, books, and all of that stuff. I talked more about the business as a whole.
And it's fun because Mike's my husband, we have like dabbled in dyeing before. Like we've played around like kitchen dyeing, you know, and like really quickly we're like, okay, so it's really easy to make one pretty skein of yarn. Like you could do that. But any kind of like duplicate, like making the same thing over and over again, that is an art and a science that neither of us were like, we don't think we could do that.
Yeah. And sometimes it's great, but also there's times when I've dyed a color for feels like 100th time, and I'm like, okay.
Well, I imagine just like I was saying, when you're in a business and you're working hard, you still should kind of try to have some time for play, right? And that's how you come up with your new colors, and that's how you keep your inspiration. So you don't just feel like you're a machine recreating the same things over and over again.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you have times that the bad thing is like, I guess you could sell them as one pots, right?
And I do.
Yeah.
I do play around. And actually, when Ben and I were coming up with his color, we played around to get what he wanted.
So it's probably really fun
Because
you get to see like through his eyes how
the
we process.
had a lot of fun. And we actually have some plans to play some more. And I think I don't know if I've talked about it on here. My oldest son and I have been reading the Dungeon Crawler Carl book series, and we absolutely love it. We actually have both read the first 8 books, and we were like...
I've only read book 1. I'm not finished yet. Don't give me any spoilers.
I won't give you any spoilers. No spoilers, but Ben and I are both like, we need the next book. So we actually have thoughts of dyeing some colors based on the book because we love it so much. So we are probably going to do some playing around, and
that's really fun,
and use that book series as an inspiration for a couple of colors for my fall collection.
And I feel like they that particular book, the graphic design on the covers is so eye-catching. It's one of those books like you could see it from across the store. So they really did a good job on their graphic design, especially if you've seen like, I guess it was indie published before, and the covers were kind of dark, and now you see the mass market ones, they're like,
yeah.
I noticed these things.
Yeah. So I, what you were talking about, like play, doing some fun stuff and not, the nice thing about summer for me is I don't normally have shows, in July, because it's, for one thing, I live near the shore, and trying to get to somewhere on a Saturday morning,
it's not fun.
During this time of year is not.
There's certain directions you just don't go.
Yeah.
Certain days of the week.
Exactly. So I do 2 shows in the summer. One in I ended up that was technically still spring, the one I did in Utica, New York. I've already done one at the end of June in Ocean City, and then I'll do my next one in August 19th in Ocean City, which is a Wednesday, and Wednesdays are really the only day I am willing to go into Ocean City in the summertime. So if you're local or if you're visiting Ocean City in August, I will be at the Knitting Niche from 10 to 5 on Wednesday the 19th. But so I normally am still dyeing all summer long and getting things ready for the fall, but it has been so awful hot that I have actually taken I think I needed a little bit of time of not dyeing, because I had a very busy spring. I had a very busy fall. Had some family stuff going on over like the Christmas break time, so I didn't feel like I ever got to like take a break and relax. So I actually, you'll see when we talk about finished objects and things, you'll see that I did get quite a bit of knitting done, because I was like, it's 100 degrees outside.
Yeah.
And if you haven't been with us before, I dye yarn on my sun porch. So it's fine 3 seasons of the year. Summertime, it is
brutal
because there's no air conditioning. And when it's not bad if there's no humidity. Even if it's hot, it's not that bad out there when there's no humidity. But when the humidity is 90% and it's 90 plus degrees outside, it is awful. So I have been kind of hit or miss with the dyeing recently, and I've been doing more knitting.
Yeah, you've been going to a lot of groups and activities.
So I've been doing some stuff and working on. And I should say, I have a sale going on the website right now. So I was going to bring in I have some chunky and stuff that's on an extra sale. So
it's not too early to think about your holiday fall knitting.
Yeah, so I have I think maybe 19 skeins of chunky in stock right now that are all on, I think, 25% off sale, because I stopped dyeing chunky probably about February, and then I start dyeing it again in August. So the stuff from the previous season, I try to get it all out the door before I start dyeing again, so that, we're not mixing up batches and things. So 25% off all the chunky that is left in stock right now. Great time to get your gift knits going.
Christmas hats,
holiday hats, cowls, mitts. All great things. If you're a person who does holiday knitting, I feel
like a lot of people right now are probably gearing up for their holiday knitting, their fall knitting.
When everybody used to get a hand knitted something. I used to do teacher gifts hand knitted. My kids each got
Could
a
it be me?
thing. My husband at the time got something. My mom would get something. Like I had
selfish.
to start. I used to start doing my holiday gift knitting in July, because if I didn't, I wasn't getting it done.
Yeah.
So now that I own a yarn dyeing business, I don't have time for that.
When you're making samples.
Exactly.
And all that
Most
stuff.
of my knitting is sample knitting. I am actually working on a pair of, which I will talk about in a little bit, pair of socks for my youngest, which was the only thing I finished. I finished the shawl, which is here somewhere.
Shawl is beautiful.
Where did I put this?
It's stunning.
Oh, it fell on the floor. I'll have to pick that up in a second. So I finished the shawl, and I had this. I decided that I needed to wet block this to make sure that the gauge was good.
Oh, that gold and purple looks so nice together.
Right,
I'm
it's
like
good.
obsessed with gold and purple. I love them together.
So while everything other than Jonah socks were busy, either done or wet or whatever, so I was the only thing I had to work on. I'm like, I guess I'm working on Jonah socks because I have nothing else on the needles right now. So, but yeah, so I've been, I think I needed that break. I think I needed that break. So I'm like, and now we're back to horrendous weather again.
Yeah.
And it's not even like the weather's bad, but then the wildfires in Canada,
really bad air quality.
The air quality is atrocious right now.
My heart goes out to obviously the people in Canada that are suffering from these wildfires.
Yes.
But yeah, it's bad out there.
It is. And
today's supposed to be the worst day. That's what I heard.
I mean, for everyone's sake, and in Canada, I hope that they get the wildfires under control, and
it's bad.
Everyone is okay and safe. But yeah, the air quality here is really, really bad. And my youngest son has pretty bad asthma, and he works at the Acme down the street, and
it's a grocery store.
Yeah, the grocery store.
Some people not from here, when you say Acme, they're like Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it before.
Yes.
Albertsons, it's the same place.
Yes.
So, it's called Acme here.
So he's works as a cashier and also as a cart pusher. And I looked at him this morning and I said, "You tell them that
he can't be out there.
Go outside," because I think the air quality index is like 170 something today. So. He cannot be outside. But also, since I dye on my sun porch and with the windows open, because you can't, if I closed the windows, it would make a very, very hot box
not a good idea.
effect. So it's pretty bad out on my sun porch right now too. So I'm just.
So we're knitting and gabbing.
Knitting and gabbing, and I'm taking a little break from that. But yeah, so let's talk finished objects.
Okay.
Do you want to start? We can go back and forth.
So I didn't bring a ton of finished objects, but we were kind of already thinking about Rhinebeck and what we're wearing to Rhinebeck, of course. And so I brought the sweater that I wore to Maryland Sheep and Wool, which was the first weekend in May, and it was surprisingly cold. I have never been there when it was crispy.
Perfect sweater weather.
So people were out in their sweaters, and I had grabbed a finished object that I was really surprised that I wore it all night. In fact, I was so cold that I actually borrowed a cowl from my friend Will to put over my ears because my ears were so cold. So what I brought is the Meadowquit, don't know if I'm saying that right, sweater by Tete Lutzak.
It's so good.
It is so bright.
So
oh my gosh.
good.
The yarn is Juniper Moon, organic merino, and the color is called Persimmon, and then the contrast color is just like light gray. So I knit this over the winter.
Oh, here, let me hold it up close so you can see that.
Knit that.
From this distance, now you can see that it's gray. From that distance, it looks white.
Yeah, so like a bluish gray.
Yeah, that's
so I knit this over the winter. I bought the yarn in Princeton when I was at the art teacher conference. I took a little trip from the conference and went to the yarn store, of course, like after conference hours, So anytime I travel, I'm always like, where's the nearest yarn store? So I found this yarn store, and I had been looking for a non-superwash. You might know the name. I don't remember.
I think I know which one you're talking about, but I can't think of the name. If I can think of the name, I'll put it down.
So I bought this persimmon and I bought the gray, and I had originally planned to do short sleeves. Like I said, I am a short sleeve girly.
I know. I was surprised you did.
I usually knit short sleeves. So I started this like over the winter, and the beginning of this starts with this rectangle panel of honeycomb, which I cursed for as long as it took me because I do not love knitting texture. Keep that in mind when I tell you the other projects I'm working on. So you knit this panel and then you pick up around it and then you do the color work. And as I was working on it, I was like, I think I need the sleeves. Like, this is so not me, but I think I need to do the sleeves, and I didn't have enough yarn. So I ended up ordering another skein from a website, and it was the same dye line.
That's amazing.
I know. I was like,
that
no way.
happen. That's
And I didn't alternate skeins. So like,
that's a yarn miracle.
Had it been any different, it would have been evident, and it wasn't. So I love this sweater so much. It is so light and lofty, but quite warm. It's just so light. It's like nothing. I have done, this is the third sweater I've done by Tete Lutsak. I love her patterns. They are so clear, and because her construction's so unusual, it's not stuff that you're used to doing. Like, it's not raglan shaping. It's very unusual. But the patterns are like crystal clear. They have tons of measurements on the diagrams. I'm a big fan of diagrams because I'm a visual person. So like, I want to see what everything's supposed to measure out, right? These patterns have great.
I get that. It drives me crazy when it only has a couple of measurements and you're like, but I need to know how from here to here it's supposed, because if I don't know that and my row is off, my row gauge is off, I can't.
Yeah, so I was really, really happy with this pattern. I have also done the bifurca before, which is a great pattern. Can't recommend that one enough. So good. I did a short sleeve version in fingering weight, and I love it. I might do another one someday. I don't usually knit the same pattern more than once, but I maybe want it in long sleeves.
I think I want to do that one in long sleeves. That might become a sample.
And what's really fun is when I wore this Maryland sheep wool, I got a lot of lovely compliments, but the whole day I was looking to see if I had a sweater twin, and I found one.
You did?
Yeah, there was a woman wearing one in yellow. I believe hers was short sleeved. But I was very excited to find a sweater twin. Really, this is like one of my favorite pieces I've ever knit. I feel like it looks so good with a dress. It looks so good with a pair of jeans.
It's really cute.
It's like really kind of in my colors that I like, and it has these big giant sleeves, which is oh, and I had to do oh, there's a little tail sticking out. Don't see that, guys. I had to do the tubular bind off for this. And then since I've done a tubular bind off, I don't know, where's your camera, you can see. Yeah. Since I have done this, I swear every garment that I have had done has a tubular bind off. And I was like cursing it. And now now I know how to do it because I've done it so many times, except when I do it, I have to say like knit, purl, purl, knit, knit, purl, purl, over and over again to be able to
chant that too.
To keep going.
I honestly, I've had a one or two call for it, and I've also I like it. So
I love it.
I kind of just,
it's like an infinite edge on your ribbing.
It's so good, yeah.
And I also like the cast on.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm spoiled now, and from now on I'm going to have to do, anytime I have ribbing, I got to do a tubular bind off. So that's my Meadow Kvit, and 10 out of 10 would recommend.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about, these two I'll just put in the information below because I've already talked about them on earlier episodes, but this is the Ice Cream Shop, in case you're wondering, since it's sitting back here. It's the Ice Cream Shop color block, and this is Stromboli by Caitlin Hunter.
This one's so pretty.
Yeah, this is by my friend Jody Weinman. So I will have the information down below, but I'm not going to talk about them because you could, Stromboli I talked about on the last episode, and I think Ice Cream Shop I might have talked about on the one before that.
I have to brag on your Stromboli because you were wearing it last night, and I saw the seams on the sleeves, and they were just so sharp and nice. I was like, people would mistake that for a purchased sweater because just like that's what I always notice is like seaming on shoulders, like when it's like crisp, and yours is very nice and crisp on there.
Well, it's done with a 3-needle bind off. So it really does make for a very nice,
it's very sharp.
nice scene. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and I did do a Ravelry page for it too.
Good.
So last time I spoke about a two corrections, and then I had forgotten to, or maybe I did say that I added some length to it. So all of that is over on my Ravelry page for it, and I'll link that below too. So if you want to make it and you need that information, it will be on my Ravelry page. So I'm not going to talk about those right now, but I'm so excited.
This is a big one. It's so
okay,
cute.
so I started this back in March, and then I kind of put it down because I had other stuff going on. And when I finished Stromboli, I didn't have anything else on the needles, and I was having trouble, which you'll see my whip in a little bit. I was having trouble coming up with the colors that I wanted to use for other projects. And I also, I forgot, when I talk about one, I'll have to grab those swatches. And I was swatching for another, so I didn't have anything except for this on the needles. So I
hold on, let me hold up the tail. So beautiful.
Oh my goodness, I absolutely love this. I love it. Okay, and the funniest thing is that I've had a couple of people recently ask me if this was a kit that I got, and I'm like, you do know I'm a yarn dyer.
Yeah, maybe you should make a kit.
But I think I am gonna do a kit. So it's not up as a kit on the website right now. So if you want to do these colors, I will tell you, and it will also be in the show notes. But I think I am gonna probably put it up as
I think
kit.
Lord of the Rings when I see it. It just gives me like classic Lord of the Rings book cover.
Well, I love that Mary says it makes it, because this is the Achievement Badge shawl by Stephen West, and Mary says it reminds her of like Girl Scout like achievement badges. Like she's like, got like the trees and the like
I kind of want to knit one.
So yeah, it was, I will say, it was a lot of fun. I've been knitting a little less time than Julia, but for 20 years, and I'm not a shy knitter. I will jump into anything. I'm just like, I have no fear. My feeling is always, it's yarn. I can rip it back out if it's like not a big deal. I learned to sew when I was 7 years old. Now sewing is a little different. You cut that fabric.
I find sewing harder because I always figure out how things are constructed after I put them together when I sew. And I'm like, oops.
Yeah, as soon as you make a cut, you're stuck.
Yeah.
Like that fabric, you can't glue it back together. So but yarns, until okay, I will say this one, it's Stephen West. He likes to do these little itty bitty bits of yarn, but I usually leave all the yarn attached and I don't cut it until I'm like well into it. This one, because I loved the colors and I loved the way it was working up, I cut my yarn right away. So there was no going back on this one. I mean, I could have torn.
I never even thought of that. I always just cut my yarn.
See, my problem is,
I get it, because if you don't happy with the color combinations.
Exactly. And
you also have more color combinations you can pick than the average bear. Like, if I buy the yarn, I'm committed.
Exactly. And I'm not. So a lot of times if I'm not sure, but I knew when I picked these colors, when I saw this shawl and I picked these colors, actually, when I dyed these 3 colors, I knew they needed to be in a shawl together.
Yeah, it's so pretty.
I didn't know what shawl, and I was actually thinking I was just going to do a 3-color shawl at first. And I looked and looked and looked for a 3-color shawl pattern that I loved, and I just didn't find one that was it. And then I think it was you who were thinking about doing this, and we were talking about it. I think we were knitting at your house, and you mentioned it, and I was like,
so we did an epic Stephen West knit along during the pandemic. We did the Fanta Stitch.
We should have had our Fanta Stitches.
And I actually hurt myself. I knit too hard.
We both did.
Because that thing was heavy. That thing is as big as my whole couch. Like, my husband can wear this shawl. He's 6'3".
Yeah,
it is a beast. But it is, we had so much fun because I used up like, oh my gosh, I dug into the stash.
I have no idea how many colors are in mine.
Some of mine was actually hand dyed.
Yeah.
It's just a beast.
Yeah, I think it calls for 7 colors, but I made it like a scrappy one. So
yeah.
If I ran out of one color, because I had,
This looks more complex than Fanta Stitch, yeah? Like more.
Yes, but not. It's all okay. So the cool thing about this is, it's all slip stitches. Like this is just like there's the only row where where you have 2 yarns going at the same time is the Latvian braid.
Oh,
that's it.
Done those before.
Right. The rest of this is all just slip stitches. So you're only working with one color at a time.
My brain would like the novelty of this because it's like every section is different.
It's fun because you do like, okay, so the little eyelet section, you get bored with that after a little bit, but you only did this much. So once you're bored, now we switch to this. I will be honest, this was probably my least favorite part. And I think it was because it was fine the first time, but then we had to do it a second time. And then the third time I was like, really?
It has long floats too in the back.
Yes. They're floats.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
it's
really
pretty though.
It's done with slip stitches. But yeah. So by the third time of doing the lattice stitch, I was kind of like,
but it looks so good.
I know it does. It looks really good. And I get the reason he did it. He did each of the colors.
Yeah.
With it.
It ties it together.
Right. So it looks really great. I love it. So the colors I used, the creamy color, which I wish you could see better the variegation in it.
Yeah.
In real life, you can see it better, but I don't think you can really see it on here.
It's a nice neutral though.
Yeah, it's my color Blewit. I don't think you can really see it on the tube there, but Blewit is, it's a variegated. It is not a tonal or a solid. It is 4 different dye colors and they're layered on top of each other. So it's got a little bit, like when you see it in real life, it's got a little bit of purpley in there, kind of a little like orangey pinky color in there, but it does make a nice neutral.
It looks great.
And so that's Blewit is the cream color. The bluey gray is my color Blue Ridge. There's that. And that is also a variegated. And I don't know if you can see that either very well on here. Nope, you can't really see. Well, that one I feel like maybe you can see some of the purple in there. It is also 4 different colors that I layer. So that is another variegated one. And then the green.
I love this green. I'm like a green.
This one you can see a little bit of the variegation
there. I love
there.
green. Most of what I own is green. I'm obsessed with this green. It's so like,
I know.
So like
I think it needs to be in a sweater.
I think I need a green sweater.
The green is the Shire, and it is also another variegated one. There you go. I think you can kind of see
another
the
Lord of the Rings
in there.
reference.
Yep, it is. When I dyed it, my son wanted to call it Hobbit Hole. And I was like, no.
So she compromised.
So yes. So it is still a Hobbit reference without being Hobbit Hole.
We have them. I feel like this last color is like one of your like, it's, I mean.
It's so good.
Another one of my favorite colors.
So this is Cider Donut. And Cider Donut is named for Rhinebeck actually, because it was part of my Rhinebeck sock set from last year. And it is because if you've been to Rhinebeck, you probably have heard of the cider donuts that they have there that are very delicious. So those are the 4 colors. They are all up on my website. This is done in my Jojo's Favorite base. You could do it in Jojo's Favorite. You could do it in, you could pretty much do it in any of my fingering weight bases. But this one is done in Jojo's Favorite. I wanted something, this is probably, it's not going to replace, but my Fanta Stitch that we were talking about is not done in my yarn. So I wear it all the time and everybody's always like, oh, and I'm like, no. I don't have any of these colors because they're not mine.
Yeah.
So this might kind of this might be my fall sweater, fall spring sweater, because I usually wear my Fanta Stitch like this as a lightweight jacket instead of wearing a lightweight jacket.
I wear mine as a hat as well. Mine goes over my head and around my shoulders.
Yeah, so I wear this a lot of, like I wear my Fanta Stitch like this a lot of times in the spring and the fall, and this is probably going to kind of replace that. So
yeah, and like, it's funny because we were just talking about shawls, and like I was watching another YouTube video and someone was saying like, oh, shawls aren't it anymore, and I find shawls so versatile. Like I wear a lot of solid colored dresses, and I can just like throw a shawl over a dress and it's like fancy, you know. It's like I look dressed up. And then I can also just take it off when I'm hot, which is often.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the great thing. Like honestly, like I said, a big shawl that I can wear in the spring and the fall as my lightweight jacket when it's just crisp enough that you need something, but it's so easy to take off and just, and it's easy to stuff in a bag.
Yeah.
Like it's not a whole jacket or something. Like,
and you can put it on your lap if your legs are cold. Like you can.
I sit on mine.
You can sit on it as a cushion.
If you've been with us, you know that I had cancer a few years back, and I had radiation to my hips, and sometimes sitting on a hard chair for a while is painful, and this is nice.
You can sit on your $100 worth of yarn, many $100 worth of yarn. Just sit there.
But it's okay. And that's the nice thing. This is that the reason I made this in JoJo's Favorite is because JoJo's Favorite is my sock yarn, which is a 75-25 fine superwash merino recycled nylon, and it is hardy. Like,
you can feel it's hardy, like by the drape of it, but it still feels very soft.
Yes, it's soft.
In fact, I think it feels softer than like when you're working with it.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It does. It feels softer than when you're working with it. I actually do sometimes feel like it feels in my hand. If you've been with us, I have very sensitive skin, so that's part of the reason I dye yarn is because I can dye things that I can wear next to my skin. So this is perfectly soft to wear. But when I am knitting with, and everybody always tells me it's so soft, and I'm like, I know it's so soft, but it doesn't always feel
to me,
soft
it doesn't feel as soft as like some of your other bases, just the hand of it while you're working.
Yeah.
But wearing it feels lovely. Yeah. But also with like a sock yarn, you want a little, you want structure.
Which is exactly why this is so it's named JoJo's Favorite because my youngest son is Jonah, and I call him Jojo, and he loves hand knit socks, which you will see here in one of my projects.
I could never. My children are not getting handed socks. Sorry, I love you.
Because before I started dyeing my yarn, I had used all sorts of different brands of sock yarn, and some of them burned me. So I figured out I have knit more than 100 pairs of socks. I have no idea how many pairs. I have over 30 pairs in my drawer just for myself. I've been dyeing my youngest socks since he was 5 years old. He's now 17, and he grew out of them pretty much not every year. Well, once he hit puberty, it was every year. I mean, I think there was a year when I knit him socks at the beginning of the school year and they didn't fit by the end of the school year because he was growing so fast. So I have knit a few pairs of socks, and I have tested out a lot of sock yarn.
I've probably only knit 8 pairs of socks. Not a big sock. I like them. Every time I knit a sock, I'm like, wow, turning a heel is so cool.
It is cool.
You know, it's like magic.
It is.
But I don't have that many.
Yeah. But because I have knit a few pairs of socks, I knew what I wanted in a sock yarn when I was choosing my base to dye. And this is a soft but hardy yarn that is not going to wear holes in. I mean, eventually, if you wear it long enough, I imagine you can wear a hole in it, but it will take you a long time to wear holes in it. And my youngest son is hard
they
on
they are tested.
Oh yeah, they are tested and tested and tested. And he
probably wears them to gym class, right?
He wears them to everything. He does not wear store-bought socks. He does not wear store-bought socks.
That's amazing.
It's crazy.
But also teach him to knit some socks.
I know. Well, and both of my older two knit. My youngest is the only one who doesn't knit because he's left-handed and he wants to learn left-handed knitting. And I'm like, just knit right-handed because I'm not rewriting all the patterns for you.
You can knit continental.
That's what I've said. I've said it's two-handed anyway. Just do continental. So that's my first FO. Do you have?
Well, I have the sample that I knit for you. So I did sample knitting for Hope this winter. And this is the Soft Current by Wool and Pine. It's like it's two things, blank and blank. And this is in Hope. Tell me all the yarn info because you're better at that than me.
This is knit in my Joy DK base. I wish you could see the purple in it. You really can't in here. But this is in my Joy DK base. It's a 80% extra fine merino, superwash merino, 10% yak, and 10% silk. So
the yarn was an absolute joy to work with. Like this felt so luxurious working on it. I mean, the whole time I was just like, oh, this is so
know if
beautiful.
You can see, but yeah, you can see the haze a little bit there.
Yeah, it has a little bit of a haze to it, has a little bit of a shine to it. It has a beautiful drape. One thing, like superwash, when you wet it, it does, like, you get a little scared because you're like, oh my gosh, it grew, but it all kind of it comes back as it dries.
It honestly surprised me the first time that I did something with it. I made a shawl, and I thought it was going to be more drapey than it ended up being because it did kind of.
Because this lace opened up, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this thing's going to be gigantic!" And then by the time it dried, it kind of shrunk back. I mean, I sometimes try stuff on when it's still a little wet, which is probably bad, right? And I was like, "Oh no, this is gigantic!" But it kind of came back to its intended shape, which was good.
Oh, and I didn't tell them the color is Blue Ridge.
Blue Ridge, so it's the same color as in the shawl, but it's on a gray base. See, I know this because I went to her talk last night.
So different looking. It's amazing.
Yeah,
and they're dyed exactly the same way. But and this with the sheen too, I think also adds to the
Also, this has a tubular bind off. So I was doing that bind off, even though I was cursing it.
But you did it beautifully.
It came out really nice.
It's beautiful.
So overall, this project was really fun to knit. I felt the beginning of it was fiddly. So pattern was pretty clear. I wish they had more diagrams because, like I said, I'm a diagram person. But you start with the shoulder pieces and their short row shaping. And that part I found just a little fiddly, like I had to pay attention to the directions. But then once I got to where you join it in the round, it was very easy for me to memorize, very easy to just, like, it was almost boring at that point. So, yeah, so I enjoyed knitting it. I don't think I didn't curse it too many times. I think I did have a little mishap with this. Oh yeah, so the sleeves, when I cast on, I used the same size needle as the body, and the sleeves were way too big. My gauge was off, and I told Hope, and she said,
I thought they were too small.
Too small, sorry. Yeah. Rewind it. Yeah, they were too small. That's right. Because I was going in circles smaller, and my gauge got tighter. I generally knit very loose. I do knit mostly continental, so I tend to have a pretty loose gauge compared to like needle size generally. So I did end up going down a needle size for the
You mean up?
Up. Yeah, up. I don't know the difference between up and down. I used bigger needles to make it bigger because it was too small. Yeah. So I didn't get too far before I realized that it was like really going to be a problem. And
it fits. We both
fits both of us.
Yeah.
And overall, good knitting experience. I feel like if you were a little bit newer knitter, you would probably want to watch some of the videos that go with the pattern. I don't really like videos very much when I knit. I prefer just to read or to go and just read an article if there's a technique that I need. But I feel like with that pattern, if you were new to some of the techniques, you might want to watch their actual, I think they have actual videos for a lot of the techniques in the sweater.
Yeah. So, yeah. I think that's all of our, because I talked about that last time.
Well, we're finished. Unless were your socks finished, or are they works in progress?
Still working on them. Okay. I have been working. I don't even know when I cast them on. They're my purse socks.
Socks.
Yeah.
Trademark.
I go months without working on them, and then I pull them out when I'm somewhere and I need something to work on. So I have 3 works in progress.
I have 2.5. I only have 2 with me. I have 1 at home.
So then I guess I'll start.
Go ahead.
Okay, and I'm at the end of the row, which is perfect timing. So I am working on the ice cream shop color block. So that sweater back behind us. And because I did not make that one, if you were with us, my friend Irina made that one.
And it's beautiful.
It is beautiful. It is very beautiful. But I decided that because it's 6 colors, which is fantastic when you are a yarn dyer to show off a bunch of yarn all at once in one project. So I decided that I needed one out of my Joy DK base. And also I had realized I had crocheted with Joy DK, but I had not actually knit with Joy DK.
It's wild.
So Julia made the first sample out of Joy DK. I mean, I had knit with my Joy base. This is Joy Fingering. I just hadn't done Joy DK. So I was like, I need an ice
This is
cream
gonna be
shop
so pretty.
color block in Joy DK. So it looks so much brighter on here because the silk just makes it look so much brighter. But
yeah, it picks up the.
But it's definitely a darker. This is my color Mossy. The front left side is done in Mossy. The way you start the sweater, you start the back panel first. Technically, you're supposed to knit the entire back panel, but I knew I wanted to add length to this one because this is adorable and cropped, but I wanted something that was more of an everyday sweater
to wear
that I
jeans
could
and stuff.
exactly. This one looks really, really cute over dresses, but because this is knit two pattern like dimensions and everything. For a normal height person, this is not as cropped as it is on me. But my friend Irina, who knit it, and I think I might have shown you guys the picture, for her it's like comes down below her natural waist. For me it's like at natural waist or above natural waist type of thing because I'm almost 5'9". So so I wanted to make this one longer so that it came down below my natural waist and I could wear it with jeans and things.
Looking at the bottom.
So I started with the purple, and then I decided that I wanted to, because the back panel is in two different colors and I wasn't sure how long I wanted to make the purple before I started the gold because I didn't know how much length I was going to add. So I did the green. So I started purple.
Oh, that sleeve is not seamed.
That's not a sleeve.
Oh, it's the front panel.
That's the front
the whole
panel.
time I thought this was a sleeve.
So I pinned it together so that I could try it on. So the pit,
okay.
when I tried
it's
it
the
on,
front panel. I thought it was a sleeve.
So you got front panel and back panel, and so it's really, the construction is really cool. I will say I chose not to do a gauge swatch because I used the back as a gauge swatch, because the way you start, it's top down and you start here and you do this. And so
does it have short row shaping in the back?
No, it's just knit one front and back on both the front and the back.
Okay.
And it's really this detail. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. You see the slip stitches there? It's a really cool looking detail. I don't know if you can see when you do the seam. I mean, look at that.
I like that. I noticed
Isn't that neat looking?
Yeah.
So you knit the back and then you pick up stitches for the front and then you just knit down and you do increases, and it has the same edging.
It's going to be a cardigan, correct?
Yes, it's going to be that one right
yeah.
back there. And I was thinking last night, my friend Laura she wanted to do the same sweater in the same colors. I do have plans to do it a little bit different than this one. I decided that I wanted the collar to be the collar to be contrasting with both sides. So I'm going to use the gold.
Yeah, it's gonna
from
look
the
so
back
good.
so that it pulls it in, because you won't be able to see the purple or the gold when you're in the front. The coolest part of this sweater, in my opinion, is when you're from the back, you can see all 6 colors.
I think this project, like as people see it, this pattern is going to get more popular.
Yeah.
Because it's such a cool way to combine colors that's not like stranded color work.
Yeah. It's a really cool way to combine colors, but it's also, I love the style. Like, I think that this could be like just like you could do it all in one color if you wanted.
Yeah.
And the style of the sweater is beautiful.
Or just different color sleeves. And do the band and the sleeves the same color. That would be really pretty.
Exactly. You can do any combination. The way that the pattern's written is up for 6, but you could, I know one lady was she's just doing 2 colors.
You could also do patch pockets on the front and the opposite of the 2 colors.
That would be cute.
That'd be really cute.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm talking myself into knitting one of these. Oops.
So when you see it from the back though, because the shoulders come down like this, you get to see all 6 colors.
That's cool.
But from the front, you don't see that. But I decided that I wanted to bring the gold into the button band. And then I was talking with Laura last night, and she was asking me what color buttons I thought I would do. And I'm like, I'm going to do deep purple.
Ooh, yeah.
Because then you get the deep purple in the front as well.
And I know I already said this, but like gold and purple.
Yeah.
They just love them together.
Yeah, so I'm going to do the collar in gold, and I'm going to do the buttons in the deep purple. So that's what I have so far. Like I said, the reason I did it this way is because I wanted to make sure the length. So I've already wet blocked the purple and the green to make sure that I have the length that I wanted. And the length is perfect. I love the way it falls. The drape on this is
so nice.
I am very,
it will
very
spoil
happy
you. I'm telling
Yes.
you.
Yes. So I'm loving this. It's super fun. I will say that I may have knit this section right here 3 separate times because, well, like I said, I used it as my gauge swatch, and I knew.
What size are you working on?
I'm doing, size needle is, I'm using the size 5. The pattern calls for a 6, but that's part of the reason I had to rip the gauge swatch or the beginning of out, because when I wet blocked it the first time, I was getting a 19 stitch gauge and it's supposed to be 22 stitch.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a lot of difference. So make sure that you swatch. Always swatch, guys. If you're making...
Don't do what she did.
No. Well, I mean, I knew that I was using that as my swatch. I was like, eh. And honestly, if you do a true good gauge swatch, it shouldn't be a little itty bitty square anyway. It should be fairly good size so that you can really get a feel for how the yarn is going to work. So I knew I wanted a large, so I was like, I might as well just use the beginning of this as my gauge swatch, because if it works, great, I just keep going. And if it doesn't, big deal. I'll just rip it back and start again. Not a big deal. So that's what I did. So I did end up, so the reason I knit it 3 times was because I will say, I think that from here to here, you should do not at knit night.
Because it's a little fiddly.
It's not even that it's a little fiddly. It's just that you're doing increases on both the front and the back.
Ooh, increases on the wrong side?
Yes.
Wow.
So
how daring.
Yeah. So that's where I got off. I shouldn't have been trying to do those increases on both the front and the back and sitting at knit night chatting with people.
That's why you need several projects. You need like a mindless project and then one.
I should have been working on my socks. That's what I should have done.
Yeah.
But I thought I can do this, and no, I couldn't, because
that was the sweater that we just talked about, the soft current. I worked on that when we took a vacation to Hawaii, and there was a time change, and I was working on that on the cruise ship, and I had to tear like the whole thing out from the vacation because I was jet lagged. So don't do that.
Yeah,
I should have packed something.
Yeah, and that's exactly. I was distracted knitting, and I just wasn't paying attention. So when I got to the last row of increases, I was on the wrong side for the last row of increases. I'm like, I'm supposed to be on the right side and I'm on the wrong side.
Oopsie.
So then I was like, okay, I need to look and figure out what I did wrong. And I also folded it in half to see. I was like, well, if it matches, it's not a big deal. Maybe I can just fudge this and keep going. One side was...
Did you have to take it all the way back?
I did. Well, almost all the way back, because the mistake was about an inch in.
It's so funny, but I will tell you that I feel like knitting particularly has really helped me in other aspects of my life with being able to start things over. I'll give you a very specific example. I was painting a mural at my school, and I started with some not so great paint, and found out about a week after, like, having this mural looking really good, that the paint scratched right off, like literally scratched right off, and realized that my paint was suspect, and I had to take the whole mural down to nothing and sand it. And people would walk by and be like, how can you just take that apart? And I was like, you know what? Knitting has prepared me for this, because if something is going to be suspect when it's done, if I knit it wrong and it's going to look weird or it's going to not fit, what is the point of all the time I've put in? Even if I put in 300 hours knitting something, if it's not going to look good, I'm going to take it back. And I actually hope you were a big inspiration for that, because I have seen Hope pull out so many beautiful things and be like, it doesn't fit right, I'm redoing it. And I've been like, what are you doing? So like when everyone was like, how are you so calm about this mural? I was like, oh, it's because I knit. And like, I'm really and I was like, I look at the big picture at the ending, right? What's the point of a mural if you're going to walk past it and every kid that walks past is going to scratch the paint off?
Yeah.
That's no good. Yeah. And the same thing with a knitted object. Like, what's the point if it's not going to fit you, or it's going to hang strange, or like, sometimes you just gotta like have your feelings, feel your feelings, be upset, and then maybe calm down, rip it back, and restart.
I honestly just take it all as learning experiences, really. I had a sweater that I knit years ago, and I kept it for a while because it was one of those things. It was like my first cable sweater. Maybe not my first, maybe it was my second cable sweater, but I had knit it in 100% superwash merino. And this was before I realized that 100% superwash merino grows. And the sweater just kind of
melted.
Yeah, so like I would and it was fine like right after it would come out of the wash, because I would like put it in the dryer to like kind of get it to
scrunch it up
back
to
shape, and it would be okay like the first, like, no, that's not even true. It would be okay when I put it on, and by the end, like if I wore it somewhere out in the evening, by the end of the evening it was just kind of like melting off my shoulders. It was a cardigan, and I really want to knit this cardigan again because the cardigan is beautiful.
Did you take it apart, or is it still?
I ripped the whole thing apart.
And how long was it a sweater before you ripped it up?
It was a sweater for years.
That's the thing about you. Like, you will take something. Like, because for me, after a year of it being a knit, I'm like, nah, it's its own thing now. It doesn't. I'm not going to take it apart.
It's a new sweater now. It is actually. I ripped it
out.
But
I like that about you.
It was bare yarn from Knit Picks that I had gotten probably right after we moved here.
Yeah.
I ripped it out during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I ripped it out during the pandemic, and they, a lot of designers were giving like stay at home and knit free pattern type things, and I don't even think she's a designer anymore. I can't remember her name.
Sometimes I'm like, what would Hope do? Like, if this isn't working, what would she do? She would rip it back.
But the designer, she did a lot of like really cute like cropped sweaters. I think you got one of the patterns from her too. Like the fitted cropped sweaters kind of look the 50 styles. So I got one that was a cardigan, and I took that yarn and it's now a cardigan.
Wow.
It's very cute.
So yeah, sometimes you just gotta rip it back.
Kiesha used to be a little anxiety ridden because of me doing things like this.
I will say though, like one thing that I've learned, and actually that kind of goes into my work in progress, if you want me to talk about that, is that there are things I can do in the beginning to make sure, besides gauge swatching, but also wet blocking stuff as I work to make sure that I'm going to like it. And
I do that a lot.
And actually this project, which I can talk about, it's
because you wet block that as you went.
Yeah, so it's the Helia dress by Ronya Hakalento. My apologies for all of that pronunciation. So I saw this pattern and I was like, I love this shaping. I wear a dress, I'm actually wearing it right now, a wool dress, a manufactured, it's not knit, but it's almost the same exact shape as this. So I knew I liked this shape, but I was like, I am going to construct the buttons. Full, these are from the vintage button tin that I have at my house, which you're welcome to pick through. I knew I wanted to do the full bodice, woven in ends, everything, buttons, because I wasn't going to knit a skirt of a dress unless I was sure that I liked the top. And so this is obviously in progress. I think I got about maybe 8 inches of the skirt.
The color's not coming out quite right. It's a more
heathered. So the yarn is Garn Super Soft, and the color
it's coming out a little bit more yellow green.
Yeah, the color is called Tundra.
It's not quite so yellow in real life.
This yarn is a new experience for me. I bought a cone, very economical. But this is like wool. So if you can't stand scratchiness, which is funny because I'm very sensitive to many things, but the wool doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
So this was a new experience for me because when I blocked this top part, just to touch this yarn, it's called super soft, but it does not feel super soft when you're touching it. So I was like, that's weird. Let me like find out why. So I found out that it's unwashed on the cone. So it still has the spinning oil.
Yeah.
And
I've seen other podcasters talk about
it. So I actually watched a video on how to wash it, and after I had this top part done, before I picked up, because you actually bind it off and then pick up, so you have a hem here, which makes a lot of sense for a dress because you don't want your stitches to pull down. If you have a hem there, it gives it stability. Yeah. So when I went to wash this top part, I put it in my sink and I used a little shampoo and you could actually see the oil coming off of it.
Oh, that's cool.
And it bloomed really nice, and it's a much softer.
It is. I will.
knit.
It's not soft enough for me, but it is definitely.
But like if you could feel this part versus the unwashed
it's
part,
amazing.
It's
the
a big difference.
Yeah, it's amazing the difference
Yeah.
between the.
And like I said, I think this was $43 for a cone, and I will probably have yarn left over depending on the length that I go.
That's
I'm not sure.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long
That
I want to
is
go.
amazing.
And I will tell you something really funny about this yarn. My cat is obsessed with it. Apparently, unwashed yarns and like there's something in the lanolin and stuff that cats really like. And my cat goes inside the dress when I try to knit it. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to knit him like a little cat pod out of this yarn.
What you have leftover?
I might have enough to make him a little,
A little something.
Um,
That's adorable.
So
oh my God.
this,
So
I thought,
it's a non-superwash.
is a non-superwash.
So
I'm doing 2 strands at once. So this is pretty
it is very thin.
thin yarn,
but
but
it
I'm
definitely
doing,
blooms.
yeah, it blooms.
It
I'm doing
really
2
blooms
at once, and like if
beautifully.
you hold it up to the light,
I mean,
you can even tell like how much that washed part versus this part.
It's a big difference. And
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can see
I
or
don't know
not,
if you can
but
see the difference, but
it is a big difference. But yeah, I think you can. Look at that. That's washed. That's not
unwashed,
washed.
yeah.
Yeah.
So at this point, it is literally just knit in the round until it is the length that I want. So I'm not sure how long.
I did
it's-
ask Julia. I'll have to have a shirt underneath it, but I asked if I could try it on after
Yeah.
she's done because I am thinking about possibly
It-
knitting this. I think maybe in my summer base.
I have to
might
say
be
now
nice.
I should put the needle stoppers on because I have a lot of stitches on this, and they I don't usually use stoppers, but they will pop off. I really like, this is just a shape that I like. In fact, when I made this, I was like, I might actually just take this top and make a vest. I love vests over my sweater. And this was very simple. It didn't even have short rows. You like knit the tab and then you knit the tab and then picked up the tab. And it was just like really easy. It looked bizarre. In fact, if you go on my Instagram, you can see before I put the edging on because it curled.
It
So it looked like a bikini or something.
Yeah.
It was really quite funny. But I love the cut of this. This is just about perfect for me. And I actually was lining it up with this dress while I was working on it, and it was like exactly the same cut as my dress.
It's really cute.
Just like a really clean cut pattern. I really enjoy it. I intend to also knit her wildflower top, and I have yarn from Hope for that in her summer base in the color spruce, another green because I love green. But I want to wear this to Rhinebeck, so I am going for the first time.
I can't believe
I've
it's your
never
first
been.
time.
I've been to Maryland Sheep and Wool a bunch of times, but I've never been to Rhinebeck. So when I was thinking and talking to my knitting friends, like, what are you making for Rhinebeck? I was like, I want to make a dress.
A Rhinebeck newbie.
I want to make a dress, and then I can
That's
layer
so
my knits
fun.
with my dress.
Yeah.
And I love,
so fun.
again, I love green. And love this kind of green that's like mossy, rich, nice green, a little bit of fuzzy. So I'm not sure if I'm going to my knee. I've even thought about doing it like the dress that I'm wearing, which goes longer, but it's split. So I would just stop and then work flat. But I don't know. I'm going to see like the vibe, because then I also thought if I do it like to the knee, I like to wear colored tights. And then I like to wear I have a pair of hand knit knee socks that are in like a very, it's a yarn with a long color change.
Oh, that's right. The ones from...
They're Shirley Bryan?
Shirley Bryan.
Yeah. And actually I was like, I might need some more of her yarn because I love the color change on this. I want like a pair that's like mossy, like light green to dark.
Yeah,
It'd be so cool.
Would be really
So
good.
I'm all about the layering, and that was sort of my thought for Rhinebeck because what if it's hot? What if it's warm?
Well, and this is probably okay. This is probably not going to be my Rhinebeck sweater. Which we're going to talk.
We're going to talk about that.
We're going to talk a little bit about that in a couple minutes, but we're going to get through our whips first, and then we'll talk about that. But this is probably going to be my Indie Untangled sweater, because if you don't know, I'm vending for the first time at Indie Untangled.
So excited.
So, and the great thing about, like Julia said, layers are fantastic that time of year because you never know what the weather's going to be. It could be freezing cold. It could be 80.
It could be pouring rain.
It could be pouring rain. Who knows what it's going to be? But a cardigan is fantastic because it's so easy to take on and off.
Yeah, 100%.
So this is going to be, I will most likely, and also because it will obviously be a sample, and if somebody were want to try it on, I can take it off really quick.
I was trying on all of her samples last night.
But I also have another ice cream shop that is also finished, and you'll be able to see that too. So it's, that's why I think it's a good one for when I'm vending at a show. I actually did not tell you all the colors.
Oh, yes.
That were in here.
Because I
are going to be
segued.
in here. That's okay. That's okay. So let me tell you those, and then I will show you my next whip. The colors that I'm using, and we have gone back and forth on this because I was having trouble coming. And this is why I said I was trying to pick colors for this, and it was taking me forever to figure out exactly what colors I wanted. And that's why I was like, well, I'm finishing this shawl because I need something else to work on. So colors, which this is a new color. Not new, but new. I only had it on my non-superwash before. Now I have deep plum on all of my bases except for chunky, and it'll be on chunky in the fall.
Nice.
So this is deep plum on Joy DK. It's definitely, well, you know what? It's not all that much richer than, wait, I have it here.
I've told Hope before that I have a purple yarn curse.
It is richer.
Which is that I buy purple yarn and never knit with purple yarn. I have no purple finished objects. Maybe I'll break that curse at some point.
I would have the problem of having everything be purple if I didn't control myself. So just because purple is a good color on me.
Yeah.
I mean, even my glasses are purple. I don't know if you can tell that in the video, but my glasses are purple. So actually, like, this is a almost perfect match with my glasses.
Really
from
pretty.
Here. So
the little bit of shine on that in that base is so nice.
So this is deep purple on Hope, my MCN, and then this is deep purple on Joy DK. So you can see that they are definitely, it's a little richer on here, but both are very
beautiful.
Rich. I love this color. So this one and probably Cider Donut are two of probably my favorite colors.
Yeah, it's hard to have favorite colors, isn't it?
It is. But yeah, so deep plum I knew was going to be in this sweater. Actually, the reason deep plum is now on superwash yarn is because I knew I wanted it in this sweater. So I dyed it for this sweater. So I've got deep plum, mossy, warm honey is the golden brown.
I have some of that I need to knit into something.
Which is also, I only had it on Joy and on my non-superwash. It's not on all of my bases yet, and it's not on the website yet, but it will be soon. It is now on Jojo's favorite too. So you can see the
I'm like
darker.
obsessed with that color. It's such a good color.
I love a good golden brown. It's just, it's good.
I feel like it just will look good with so many outfits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I do, and it's not up there, and neither is this one, and neither is deep plum on Hope, but it will be soon. So keep an eye out. Probably not. Well, maybe. I don't know if I can get it up before the sale ends, but I do. I started to say I had a sale. Everything's at least 20% off. There's chunky, which is 25% off, and then I have a couple of colors that are 30% off. So if you don't get my newsletter, or if you haven't seen my other social media posts, go over and check out the sale. It runs through July 22nd. If maybe I might run it till the end of the week if I don't get these up before that, so that if you guys want to get those
pretty together,
aren't they? They're really pretty together. Yeah. So those are 3 of my colors. Then my other 3 colors, and this was the one that was tripping me up. I had thought about using Owen's red, but there was something, I just kept looking and I kept thinking, and I'm like,
I originally was like, use that red, because I really like the red.
And I was too. I was thinking I really liked it. And in the swatch, like laying the swatches out, just all of them together, it was really pretty, but it was tripping me up because it was going to be a sleeve. And I felt like it was just a little, and it's not a bright color per se, but
just like pulling too much attention.
Right. It was just like, I felt like I was just going to have this sleeve that was like, it's a red sleeve.
What's funny is I have a sweater that has just a red arm. Yeah, it's like a gold sweater and it has a red arm. It's a Stephen West pattern.
Yes, it is.
And I actually think it's really cool.
Yeah.
I call it my C-3PO sweater because he's like, you probably don't recognize me with my red arm. I guess you don't want to be a red arm. You didn't want to match me.
It just felt like it was pulling too much attention to just that sleeve.
Yeah.
And I didn't want that. I wanted it to feel more cohesive. And I didn't feel like it was going to feel cohesive with that red. So I switched out the red to another new color.
It's so pretty.
Love this color. There will be a sweater with this as the main color and color work for sure.
Which base is that?
This is Joy DK. Oh, and
wouldn't that look good in the one project I'm dreaming up? We'll talk about it.
Ooh, yeah.
So how's that dark?
So so this is Blue Whale on Joy DK. I should have brought. I didn't grab. I have it. I only have it on 2 bases so far. It will be on the other ones. I just haven't had time.
It's really nice.
But yeah, this is Blue Whale. I love the
like
color.
A neutral, pretty much.
It is, and it's a dark blue, but I would not call it a navy blue.
No,
it is not navy. It is just
cadet.
It's yeah. I would say yeah. And to me, it feels very blue whale. Like when you see pictures of blue whales, kind of that bluey gray, like sort of, It's definitely darker on the Joy DK because the gray base.
Really nice.
It is a little bit softer on the I've dyed it on Hope so far, and I think both of those are on the website. So I love this color. So that's, and look, it just
looks so good.
It's so good. So that's another one of my colors. Then the other side of the other front panel. So this is gonna be one side of the front. This is gonna be the other side. This is my color Suede. And yes, I know it is not.
I was like, did I make something else? Wait, yes. I made my Hudola by
Laura
Nelkin. Yep.
Yeah.
I used Suede and Owen's red, which actually look beautiful together.
Oh yeah, they do.
Look how nice. Ooh.
They do. The other one that looks really gorgeous with Owen's red is Driftwood. Because I don't have Suede on all my bases, but I do have. Okay, Suede is only on my gray bases, and Driftwood is on all of my white bases. They are not the exact same color, but they are very similar.
Yeah. They looked beautiful together. It made a really nice project.
They really do look good together. And I know that it is not spelled the way like suede as in leather suede. It is spelled as in suede as to persuade someone because
it's a play on words.
Yes, it is. So it is not spelled wrong. Because I've had people ask
I think I told you that when I got it. I was like, I think you spelled this wrong.
And I'm like, no.
She's like, I'm witty. I'm clever.
It sways you to knit with it because it's such a good.
And that was a really fun project to do. I think it was like one skein of each? Maybe, I'm not sure.
I think it was.
It was really fun. I did it as a mystery knit along. I like her patterns. They're very fun and challenging.
Yeah, so that's going to be the front panel. And this was the color, if I'd done it the way that one is, this would have been the collar. But I decided that I wanted the gold. I think that'll be fun. And then my last color, because apparently, as my friend Teresa says, I have to put this color in every project now. She's like, really? Really, Hope? Cider donut again? I'm like, yes, cider donut again.
Wait, but put that cider donut next to the blue. Hold up the blue. Because this is like, you guys know I'm a painter, so like this is very close to my 2 favorite like colors, which is burnt sienna and ultramarine. This is not quite ultramarine is a little purplier, but like, oh, that's so good. So good together. This, you have a cardigan made of this color, don't you?
No, I have a pullover.
A pullover.
I want a cardigan made out of it.
I tried it on last night and I was like, oh yeah, it's the Alchemist?
The Alchemist pullover by
I tried it on last night and I was like,
The only thing I wish that I would have done differently with the Alchemist is I wish I would have knit it in this base.
That would have been so pretty.
Splendid Decay, it's beautiful, but I feel like the drape on this and with that the split seam.
I love the split
ribbing.
seam.
I think that this would have had a little bit nicer drape than the Splendid Decay. I love the sweater. It's beautiful and I've worn it a bunch.
Really nice.
And I honestly, when I first was knitting that, I was like, I don't know about the split seam thing. And then the first time I wore it and I could put my hands in my pocket without having to bunch the sweater up, I was like, I get it. I get the reason for the split seam. Really,
awesome. I would make that in any of those colors or a green. And it's just a one color, like there's no color work. But I feel like it's like a wardrobe, like, it's a staple. You would wear it so much.
I want a cardigan out of this one because I think this I would wear.
It'd be so pretty
with everything. Like I think this would be a cardigan that I would wear
I really
constantly.
like cardigans.
I do too.
I'm a cardigan girl.
Yeah. So that is my, so I don't know, do I even have them? I probably don't even have them all sitting here. Nope, I don't have Mossy over here. I have everything except for Mossy. So this is, that is my palette.
So pretty, isn't
oh
it?
my
Gosh, it's so nice. Stop it. You're going to make me buy more yarn.
I will have them listed down below too, in case you are interested in making it in the same colors. I had been torn. This was another one that I had thought about possibly doing. And I think that would be good too,
Looks
but
nice
I
too.
do like the...
Put that. Can I see the light blue next to the dark blue? I just want to see those two next to each other.
Yeah.
Ooh, like there's something even intriguing about that.
Yeah.
Kind of like it.
And this is not my moody blue color, which is also that.
It's like slightly more green.
It's got a little green to it. Yep. It's like a dark teal.
It's really pretty.
Yeah. So, all right. So that's everything for this sweater. I'll talk about Jonah's socks real quick, and then after you do another one, then I will do my other new cast on, because it's, yeah. Now, these are some wild socks.
Oh, those are cute.
My youngest...
This reminds me of like TV. You know when you were a kid and the TV would go fuzzy?
Oh, yeah.
That's what that looks like.
That's funny. So that's actually my very first Rhinebeck sock set yarn. This was the mini that inspired the color. So this is what I used when I was planning out that color. And my youngest loves all things bright and fun. So I use that many, and then everything else here is leftover scrap yarn.
I wish you could see how like tiny and perfect these stitches
Oh.
are. They make me like ill. They're so nice. And you do reinforced heel?
Well, I do the Eye of Partridge stitch pattern. I love this.
So that like
this one.
everyone knows what that is.
So it's for a heel flap and gusset. There's lots of ways you can do it,
but it gives you like extra thickness on the heel.
Yes, and I think the basic one that a lot of people do is a slip stitch one, where you slip every other one and you just keep slipping it all the way. You know, on the front side it's slip one, knit one, and on the back side it's slip one, purl across. This one you alternate, so you slip one, knit one on the first right side row, and then on the next right side row you knit one, slip one.
So you're doing two at a time. Is there actually a pattern, or are you just using a recipe that you've done a million times?
Yes, it's the recipe that Jonah likes, the way it fits his foot. So I don't have to think about it. I'm just like cast on and go.
And are you on ones?
I'm on size ones.
See, to get stitches that small, I'd have to go down to like a 0
or
a double zero.
Your
Your stitches are so like tight and perfect. That's why your socks don't get holes in them.
Yeah, yeah, I do. I like very dense.
Is this a different? The heel is a different yellow.
Yep.
I thought it was the same at first.
It is the leftover yarn that this is all I had left when I made my Dingley Dell. This is
what?
My Dingley Dell. It's a V-neck short sleeve top by Isabel Kramer.
Okay.
And this is Kiesha's Golden. Hi,
It
Kiesha.
looks beautiful on there. I actually really like it with this, which is almost giving banana.
Yeah, this is Limoncello Spritz, which I don't dye anymore, because I thought when I was dyeing this and Marigold, and they were similar, but
Did
not
you see
quite
the
the same.
banana socks that look like bananas?
Yes, yes, I did.
This kind of looks like a banana.
Yeah, this actually would probably be like the perfect yarn for that, because you get like that feel of
Speckle.
like when the banana's starting to turn.
You're almost there with these.
Well, you would think, but he wears a 10.5 men's, so I'm not that close. I'm
both
pretty
you
close.
and I do not have tiny feet.
No.
So even when we knit socks for ourselves, we're
So I finished with what I had. So this is a discontinued color, but I had made him a pair of socks out of this, and this is what I had left over from that pair that I made. So I ran out of that. That's actually, so I was here, I think the last time I talked about this, and now I'm up here. So I'm now on the last, hopefully, I don't even know. I hope I have enough yarn.
For the toe?
Yeah, I think this is enough to finish the toe off.
I mean, if you didn't, you just throw something in
there.
Yeah,
right? Exactly. Well, that's exactly it. Like this isn't even, okay, this is my yarn. I dyed this yarn, but this is not my leftover yarn. A friend of mine knit something with this, and she's like, do you want my scraps? Like, I don't know what I'm going to do with them. So I was like, sure. So this is a color called, I think this was called maybe Twinkle Lights or Classic Twinkle Lights or something like that. It's all of those, you know, the twinkle lights that are the blue and the green and the yellow and the red. So that's what this is. And I think this was a
short-lived. Yes,
this was one of the first, and this isn't even on my current sock base. This is the original sock base, because it's not as soft as Jojo's favorite. I called it Jojo's sock. And when the company that I was getting my yarn from did a softer version of it, I upgraded to that. So this was the original, but
what's cool about this is like you're using up like a lot of different little scraps and things.
Exactly.
So that's like, I mean, I think a lot of us end up with these little bits.
And he loves it. He loves wild socks. So this is like his jam. Honestly.
Now, does he wear them that you can see them? Or are they under, like, does he wear shorts and wear them high?
Shorts. But he does wear Crocs. So he wears them with Crocs. So you can see them because he wears Crocs all the time.
I always think of when I went to grad school and I had one of my fellow art students was still wearing hand knit socks by his mom. You know, he was like a grown man and he wore hand knit socks, and I was like, your mother loves you. Like, you know that, right? She loves you. She's making you socks.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah. So it's standard. He's got big feet, so I cast on 72 stitches for him.
How many stitches per inch do you think you're at? You've got.
Oh, I have no idea. I've never measured. I should really do that sometime. It's gotta be.
I don't know that I've ever had that many stitches per inch. Like ever.
I would probably say it's 8 or 9.
Yeah.
My gauge is over there.
It looks beautiful. I mean, it looks like a machine knit it.
Oh wait, maybe I have a.
To me, it looks like a machine knit it. I'm very impressed.
I have a tape measure. Let's see.
I don't
let's see what
generally knit that small.
Yeah, I know. I'm a tight knitter. I admit it. Which is funny because doing this, I had to go down a needle. I never go down a needle. I am always having to go.
I'm the opposite. I usually have to go down.
The Stephen West shawl that I just finished, the Achievement Badge shawl, he must be a very loose knitter. It called for a size 4 needle, and I know because every time I've knit any of his shawls that if I don't go, like I did the Fantastitch on the needle that it said, because I knew it was going to turn out smaller.
And mine is still so much bigger than yours.
Yes.
Mine is like
I did it
humongous.
I purposely did that one on the needle it called for because I wanted it smaller because the thing is enormous. And I knew it was going to be enormous.
Beast.
This one, because I wanted it to be at least the size that it called for or a little bit bigger, I did go up a needle size. So I think it calls for a 4 and I knit it on a 5.
What's funny about that is though, like I really prefer smaller needles. Yeah. I don't like anything above like a 7 feels like I feel like I'm like, it's just not comfortable. I much prefer smaller. How many you got in there?
It's either 9 or 10.
She's a machine.
It's kind of hard with the soft tape. It's hard to do, but
they look really cute.
It's either 9 or 10.
I feel like you could finish those in like one more setting.
But like I said, they'll sit in my purse and I'll keep working.
Purse socks.
You know, I mean,
it could be a button. Ask me about my purse socks.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So they'll get done eventually, but I'm not. He actually has, because his feet finally stopped growing. He actually has quite a few pairs of socks right now, so he's good. And I went through my drawer, and because when I first started. If you're a sock knitter, if you're not a sock knitter, but you want to try knitting socks, do not knit one pair and think that that's it. That first pair is not going to fit you the way you want it to. And if it does, you are awesome, and that is a miracle, and yay for you. But for the most of us, the first pair of socks you knit are not going to fit you the way that you want them to fit. It takes a few tries to get your recipe exactly right. Once you figure it out, I say do what works for you. Even if you want to do a texture, put the heel that you don't have to do the heel that the pattern says. Put the heel that you know fits you.
You can stick to your own.
Yeah,
taste.
So it takes a little bit, you got to figure it out. And so I had several pairs of socks in my drawer that did not fit me very well. They were too big because I was knitting them. I knit them either I cast on too many stitches or I knit them looser than I think one pair called for size 2 needles and I did it and they were too loosey-goosey on me. So I've handed several pairs of socks from my drawer down to Jonah, that especially because I had knit a bunch in like, though he will wear anything, like he loves the brighter the crazier whatever, but I had like some that or just like knit picks stroll that was kind of like I'm not
attached to him.
Yeah, I'm not attached to him, so handed them down to him. He wears them all the time, so he now has enough socks that he's not begging for socks, so those will get done when they get done. But it's always good to have something in your purse that you can knit on when you're stuck in line.
Yeah, or when like if you're taking a trip and your brain's not going to be activated.
Exactly.
Forgot those socks.
Yep.
Someone I have to tell you what I was knitting on. We went on this cruise to Hawaii and we had a really small room. So I was like going and sitting to knit because it's like there was nowhere to sit in the room. And someone was like, "You came all the way to Hawaii and you're going to sit there and knit?" And I was like, yeah. I was like, it's like my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
And then funny, we got like kind of stuck out. One day we couldn't go into port. And this isn't like a real party ship. Like you're really getting off the boat every day. And so they had activities for that day. And one of them was finger knitting, making leis with yarn. And there was only one lady teaching it. And there was like 200 people and nobody could see her or hear her. So I literally ended up teaching about 40 people how to finger knit on this cruise. It was really funny. But then I took it back and taught my students how to do it. And a lot of students that really liked it because, they had trouble with the crochet hooks but a lot of them could just get right into the finger knitting. And so I thought it was, pretty fun. But it was really funny. I wanted to have like my Venmo and be like, "Would you like to leave me a tip?" Because there's these people sitting there and I'm like, "Okay, you got to do it this way."
My kids when they were little, I mean, all 3 of them used to finger knit. Jonah used to do it, and like he used to do it on the school bus. He used to do it everywhere. I remember one trip that we were on, and I gave Ben, I think it was Ben, I gave him a skein of yarn, and he just the thing was like, it was so long. I was like, you can now take that and like knit something with that.
Yeah, and that's what the leis were really, just like a finger knit loop. Now they also had ribbon making. They did ribbon classes to make ribbon leis. And I actually wanted to do that one so bad, but like we were off the boat when they were doing it. So didn't get to learn that cool skill.
That's cool.
It was pretty cool though.
Yeah, I've always wanted, when I go hiking, I always usually have like a sock project or something in like my backpack that I'm carrying. And because a lot of times when you're hiking to a waterfall, you're hiking to an overlook or something, and I would love to be with knitters. So
let's do that.
We should.
Let's plan it. Let's go to the Pine Barrens.
Yes, so when you get to the midpoint of the hike, you can all just sit down for a little bit.
And just pull out your little knitting bag. And just
knit and enjoy the scenery.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that is just so nice.
Yeah.
So I love the idea of having, a little knit project and enjoy it. Like, because I feel like a lot of times when you go hiking, especially when I've gone with my family, they're like, "Okay, we're here. We took a picture. Okay, it's time to turn around and go back." I'm like, can't we just slow down? And that is what's one of the beautiful things of knitting, right?
Well, that's like you've been doing beach knitting.
Down, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same kind of thing, beach knitting.
Which we didn't mention. I should have mentioned that when we were talking about what we've been doing. We've only been podcasting once a month because that was another, Kiesha and I were having a lot of trouble getting our schedules to work out. She's very busy. She's got a lot going on, family and her nannying. So we were having, and then my schedule, like it just didn't, we were having difficulty. So we decided to go down to once a month. And so we've had, I think, 2 beach knitting nights since the last time we podcast. I think that's right. I think the first one had been before. Mm-hmm. Julia and Mike made it to the first one. They haven't made it to okay, I will say July 1st we had a beach knitting night. And it was 90 on the mainland that day. we got out there and it was windy. I think everybody went home with a bag full of sand. It was windy and it was freezing cold when we were there on July 1st. It was crazy. Julia had made it to the one in June, which it was windy that night too.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like the sand was blowing as much that night.
I think I did have sand in my pocket.
Yeah. There's a good chance. That one, it was just humid.
We were like,
and everything was sticky.
Yeah, Mike was trying to drop spindle, and he was like, I can't. It's not working.
But this last one, we just met this past Wednesday. We had a great turnout. There were 13 of us there.
Yeah, I wanted to go, but
I
live a little further south, so like, all these events are a little further for us to get to. Well, and
you'd been at BAM too.
And we had been at BAM, and
that
we were
morning
just
too.
tired.
So, but we had a great turnout. We had people from, and that's the really great thing. If you're visiting Ocean City for the week and it happens to be a week, we only do beach knitting every other week. I do have the list of nights. Oh, I need to update my events page. I have an events page on my website. My website is hopemadeyarn.com. And there is an events page, and it does, I have the whole list of all the dates, but I have not updated. Oh, maybe that's not showing anymore. I need to do that. And I also think I have the list down below, and I also have it listed on Instagram, and I think I have it on Facebook. So
it's just fun. It's like
lots
low
of places.
commitment.
Yeah, it is. It's great. And it's so funny because I call it beach knitting. If you've been with this, you know I'm not just a knitter. I also crochet. I sew. All sorts of stuff.
Yes.
I call it beach knitting because it's just easy to say.
I also crochet too.
Yeah.
And we love crochet.
Yeah, actually my next whip will be crochet. But somebody asked, also the first post I did this year about beach knitting, I don't know what happened, but it has had over 32,000 views.
Yeah, Facebook gods smiled upon you.
Something happened. So I think that's part of the reason why we had 13 people at knitting this week. And we had 10, I think, the week before that. 5 of them were people I'd never met before. I think we had several new people at this most recent one. People from Pennsylvania who were down for the week. Yeah. A couple of my friends from Central New Jersey.
I always think like if I see someone knitting, like we're instantly friends.
Yes. Yeah. So
or crocheting, or drop spindling, or weaving, anything.
But this had such a nice. We had a great time. We had a couple of young women. I think one was a very recent graduate from college. And so we had a mix of ages and a mix of, people. We had crocheters, we had knitters. I don't think there was anybody else. But it was funny because when I did that first post of the year and I called it beach knitting, I had several people comment, "Is crochet okay?"
Yes.
So I'm like, it's whatever you
can do. Anything. Null bending, bring it.
Exactly. Mike was drop spindling. We've got whatever you can do sitting in a chair on the beach.
Yeah.
We don't care. Whatever makes you happy, whatever you want to do, bring it. Honestly, my son has come a couple of times and he's brought a notebook and done math.
Yeah, you can do math.
Yeah, do math.
I don't know why you'd want to, but I mean, that makes you happy.
Exactly. So we're happy with whatever you want to work on. So just come and enjoy yourself, and it really is it's lovely. Making new knitting friends is always a great thing. So, all right. So what is your next?
My other work in progress. So I will tell you about this yarn first, which I can't remember the name of, which is very me. But when I went to Maryland Sheep and Wool, I hadn't been there in a couple of years. And I got like really extreme decision paralysis. Like I got really overwhelmed and I was like, I don't know what yarn to buy. Cause like one thing I've stopped doing in my older years is like buying one skein of sock yarn. I used to just be like a one skein of sock yarn girly. And I realized that it doesn't really work for me because I need a project, or I need enough yarn that I can do in the minimum a short sleeve sweater. So as I was walking around, I found some yarn that I wanted, and I kind of had an idea for it. And then I found a wild card, which was this yarn that I believe I got from the local Stitch, which their booth. And if I'm remembering correctly, I think it was something that they had milled for their business. And so there were these big skeins, or they weren't even skeins, which is just a loop.
Oh, it's a big hank.
The big hank.
Oh, there's one of the booths that just have that hank hanging there.
Of a single ply yarn. And I'm usually also not a single ply yarn person, but they had a sample knit up in it, and it was a lot of yardage. It was like over 1,000, you know, it's a big thing. So I bought one, kind of like, it was my last purchase of the day, and it was my sort of like, I'm getting this, here we go. And so it's this beautiful color. It looks a little oranger on the screen.
That's not at all what
it's like a corally pink.
Yeah.
It's very small. It has like a strong smell to it.
No, that's still coming out.
It smells very woolly and sheepy. It's a single ply, which I realized like I could not put on my Swift and Winder. So I hand balled it, which is why I have this.
How long did that take you to
I
do?
just put it around my legs and watch TV and do
I know. That's what I used to do when before I got mine. I used to do that with like lace weight yarn.
But yeah, this could not. You could have put it on the machine. It just didn't work. I may have put it on the Swift and then I don't remember. But so I have been, like I said, really into Tete Lutzak's patterns, and she has these kind of like rustic looking yarns. And so once I bought this, I was like, she released this pattern called the Wusai, which I may be saying wrong, vest. And I was like, oh, that's going to work with that pink yarn I got. So here is the start. It has this like really intense texture.
So cool.
Mine is a little bit off gauge. It's a little bigger. I'm doing size 2. And so this might end up almost like a short sleeve.
Yeah, but she talks about that too. She made the sweater in 2 different weights of yarn, right? And she's like,
I don't think it's going to be a problem as long as I don't run out of yarn. Really fun construction.
But it's just a vest, so there's
it's
no
just
sleeves.
A vest, no sleeves. And I got really, so it starts with this shaping here with some short rows, and then you go into this texture. And I got a couple rows into that texture, and I was like, oh, I'm really tired of this. But recently I had to take my mom to a doctor's appointment, and I was just like, I'm finishing the back part. And I just like muscled through it. It's very easy to memorize. It's like a broken rib, sort of. I think she said it means cat whiskers.
Oh,
like the way that they come out like whiskers, which is funny because my cat also really likes this yarn and sleeps on this anytime it's given. So after you do that, you pick up here and you're doing this twisted rib. It has some short row shaping.
I bet my summer base would be good for this. I might need to make
And so then you're coming down this way, and then you start increasing back into this rib, which I really love the way that texture looks. The whole thing is like really texture strong, which is not normally what I knit. I usually do more color. I really enjoyed it. Now that especially that I've got the texture like memorized, I kind of know what I'm doing. It does have kind of a rustic look, I think. You know, it's not like my stitches aren't like super defined and tight.
But it's really pretty.
And it's
really
so
has a soft look to it. It does not feel soft to me.
It feels soft to me.
The look of it definitely gives it like that soft look to it.
And it is very light. I was actually really worried about running out of yarn. I sometimes play yardage by the seat of my pants, not gonna lie. But so last night I actually weighed this versus this, and this is about twice as much yarn as this. And my needles were included. So I hope I'm gonna be okay. I can't wait to wear this as like a pullover over a dress.
So you're knitting this side and then this side, and then does it get joined in the round when you get
and
to
actually
the
I saw
after
after I saw this, after I started the side, I realized, because I actually thought that it folded over here, but it doesn't. This is actually part of the back, this ribbing. I saw that some people pick up both sides at the same time and then knit the 2 sides together, which probably would have been smart. Because I will say you have to be really careful on the shoulder seam pickup because you continue in pattern. So if you don't have your shoulder, if you're not picked up exactly right, it will look funny because you're going to do that ribbing. And actually I made a mistake. If you look over the shoulder seam, I was supposed to reverse the cable where the shoulder seam starts, like here, and I didn't. I just followed in pattern.
I found it. I was going to show them. So
Yes.
That's what it looks like.
So my cable goes the wrong way on the front, but it doesn't really matter. I'll just reverse. I'll do the same thing on both sides. It will be a design element.
Nobody's gonna know.
Nobody's
but
scouting.
That is
Isn't it pretty? Wouldn't it look good in cider donut?
It would be
looks
gorgeous.
like cider donut.
I know, it looks very much
Yeah.
like cider donut. Couldn't you see this in summer in cider donut?
Oh, it'd be so
my
pretty.
gosh.
Teresa would smack.
You
me
have
if I tried
to-
do that though.
You have to enjoy knitting. It's cables, so it's cable crossing. It's 1x2, most of the cable crosses. And I will tell you, like, normally that is not my favorite thing. I don't love cables, but
Which is crazy to me.
well, I like
love
color work
cables.
better.
I'm
But since I have in the last couple projects been doing it without a cable needle and just doing it, you know, there's a couple different ways to do cables. And since these are small cables, small crosses, you can just do them without a cable. You just drop the stitches, pick them up, rearrange them.
and because that's a nice grabby
Yeah, it's
yarn,
grippy.
you don't
not
have to worry
slipping
about
out.
your
Yeah.
stitches slipping out. And that's not a good idea to do when you're using superwash.
Yeah, because
Superwash just slips and then you're like, now I have
Yeah.
to go get a crochet hook
And
and pull my stitches back up.
I know she has some versions of this with like 2 strands held together, like a little fuzzier yarn. Could be really pretty. So, yeah, this has been very enjoyable. I'm hoping to, I've had to push myself a little bit to work on this because some of it is not my favorite things, but I am having fun now that I'm on this. I am a person who knits for novelty. So when I don't know how something is really constructed, that's really fun for me.
Oh.
So it's either like if I don't know how it's constructed, or if there's something interesting going on with the color work or the stitch, that's what like keeps me knitting.
I was telling somebody last night at the Knitting Guild that years ago I knit I don't remember what the name of the shawl was called, but it kind of has like a star effect and then this long tail. It's an older one of Stephen West's patterns. And I told them I literally knit it because I wanted to see the construction.
Yeah.
I wore it, I think, once, was like, oh, this is not very wearable. And I tore it out. And the artist knows something else.
If you're that kind of knitter, then like Tete Lutzak's patterns, you will enjoy because every one of her patterns that I've done,
I really want to do.
I have like learned a new technique of construction, or you know, it's not just your top down or bottom up.
I think I'm gonna probably do the by pure, and I'm torn though because I'm like, I kind of like the idea of doing the DK vest version,
Yeah.
but I kind of like the fingering weight.
So you could do what I did, which is just do it in fingering weight and make it if you don't want the sleeves.
Yeah,
I might actually do a sleeve version.
Yeah,
because I liked it so much. Like the way that one works is you start with an I cord and then you pick up along I cord, and it's like you're in like a rectangle.
Yeah, I know.
It's really cool.
I definitely
like really fun and fun.
like
fun.
We keep talking about
designing.
it, but we haven't actually shown. I'll show you guys that one too, in case you don't know what we're talking about.
Yes, the one I made is like sort of cropped, and I did short sleeves on it.
Here's the vest version.
Isn't
That's
that
the
pretty?
one done in DK.
And there's
yarn.
another sweater out right now that's very similar shaping, but it's a lot bigger. Have you seen that one? I forget what the pattern is. It's just like a lot baggier of a sweater.
She just has
Her
so
stuff is
many
so good.
Amazing sweaters, and then
Yes.
that is the fingering weight version that's long
And
sleeved.
like, I just feel like you get your money's worth with those patterns.
It's really good. So I have a feeling that there's a good chance that that's going to be.
I'm a big fangirl of hers.
Yeah. And I think it would be great.
I feel like she's actually changed my knitting aesthetic, because I used to kind of pick stuff on, like I used to do a lot more like color changing yarns and things like that. And with her patterns, I find like I want maybe a little more, not boring, but a little more lower key yarn, and then I'm going to show off with the cables or with the color work, you know. And it's just been, I feel like it kind of ushered in a new era. I feel like have you gone through eras of knitting? I have been long enough that I've gone through different eras, and like her patterns kind of ushered me into a new era.
I went through like where everything had cables at one point. Like I just loved cables. One of the first sweaters I think I ever knit for myself was a cabled sweater.
Yeah.
So, because I'm
right
not
now I'm
shy,
in my
I just
scratchy yarn
jump in.
era.
That's okay.
I say that, but I do still knit with Hope's yarn, and it is not scratchy.
But you don't find it scratchy.
No.
So it's definitely a rusticy, farmy type yarn. So I love the look of a rustic yarn, which is why I love my summer base.
Yeah.
Because I feel that this definitely has more of that rustic look.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that some of her patterns would look gorgeous in summer, but be soft enough that I can wear them.
Yeah.
So
that's really
that'll be I'm definitely gonna have to maybe I need to make a bifurca in summer.
Yeah. So that's like all my work in progress, except I'm experimenting with a cardigan, but that's really just playing. I'm just playing with some yarn. I got some it was the mill ends by Feederbrook. I got some of that like really colorful mill ends, and I got some Jill Draper that I was playing with doing mosaic stripes.
And like a spring green, right?
Yeah, and I didn't bring it with me, but the fabric is like so dense. I guess I've never really played with mosaic, and I don't know if I'm gonna keep working on it or frog it, but it's been interesting. Just that's a challenge to try and find those like kind of dye in the wool yarns, which actually we can talk about more when we talk about Rhinebeck sweaters, because they've been very popular for Rhinebeck sweaters, and that's the first time I've ever had any of that.
I just looked at the time. We should probably let me show the other whip, and then
are we talking forever?
We have been.
Honestly,
but you know what? I mean, I feel like you and I haven't sat down and like talked knit. I mean, we get together and we knit, but we haven't sat down and like talked knitting in a while. And I think that is definitely a little like. I think that's a little different because you've been knitting for 25 years. I've been knitting for 20 years. We've done some different stuff. So we've got some,
Yeah, I got some stories.
We got some stories. So yeah, so it's definitely, we could talk knitting for,
I don't know. I like a 2-hour podcast. I get 2-hour podcast.
Yeah,
I just put my headphones on and
you
start making something.
Yep.
Or cleaning my house.
So you're getting like a deep knitting episode here. So
watch it on 2 times speed.
But not just knitting.
Not just knitting. Oh, do you need this?
Yeah, can you grab those? So I've talked about this before on here. I had this pattern for a while and I misread it, apparently. I thought that the yarn that she used was like a worsted or Aran weight, like really. So I kept thinking, I don't really have yarn for this. I'm going to have to like really swatch, and I'm going to have to try to figure out, and maybe I'll even bring in a new yarn, which I am still very possibly bringing in an Aran weight yarn because I got a bag of it that I really like. So I have actually a sweater that, I don't have the book out here. I'll show you guys next time. I have a sweater that is actually from Lane Magazine. A friend of mine gave me a bunch of Lane Magazine.
I found one last night in there that I liked.
Yeah, well, there's one that is an Aran weight gauge. It's 16 stitch gauge, and it's got cables down the sleeves.
The one I found had color work down the sleeves.
And I think it will be beautiful. Actually, I even think I know. So last year for Rhinebeck, I did I've stopped doing my sock sets, just to let you guys know. I don't know why, but the last one I did, it took me a long time to come up with the color, and I don't know. I just wasn't feeling inspired, so I'm kind of taking a break from that. I am most likely going to do an indie color, and I might do sock sets to go with I might do
a special color for it.
Yes, I'm going to do an indie color, and I'm
how are you even going to pick what color?
I'll talk to you later about it. Yeah, so the main color of my sock set from last year was a soft kind of orangey, it was orange, but not orange. Not orange like
this is orange. Yeah. You don't have an orange that's that orange, do you?
No, and even my orange that I did have was more
burnt orange.
It was very similar to a Jack B. Little pumpkin. And I actually called the color Jack B. Little.
I do not know that
the
pumpkin.
The little pumpkin gourds.
Like the yellow and green ones?
They're like a very...
They're more of a yellowish orange.
Okay. Yeah. And I would say that, and I called
it like a very specific pumpkin
yes.
that I need to access.
So the color was actually called Jack B. Little.
Okay.
But I don't have it anymore because orange is a tricky one.
What's weird is I really like orange.
I do too.
My knitting bag is orange.
And I like orange too. Orange is actually another color that looks really good on me. And I had actually had plans to knit myself an orange sweater, and that color just was not
wasn't working out.
Unfortunately. So I'm hoping that someday I get to the point where I am big enough that even those slightly more obscure colors that not everybody loves, that I'll have enough customers that I'll have enough.
I like orange. I like that acidy green. I like,
that I can still have. So I'm thinking I loved the color, and a lot of people love the color. So there's a very good chance that color is going to become a permanent color this fall. And
fall is good for orange.
Yeah, and the color, I even have a name already. It's going to be pumpkin pale ale. So, but
that's the only kind of pale ale I would like, the one that's a yarn.
So I'm thinking that I'm going to try that yarn in that color, and then that cardigan.
What would you do as the contrast, pullover. Dark or light?
Well, this one doesn't have contrast.
Oh,
this
which
is
pullover?
Just, actually, I think I have it. Hold on. I think I have it pulled up on here, so I can show it. Because it is available on Ravelry. That was one of the things.
Oh, the one from Lane.
Yeah, from the Lane magazine.
And that has cables and not color work.
Right, exactly.
I was thinking of the bifurca, which would be cool in orange too.
Yeah, but not in that color. I want something that's higher contrast. Though, honestly, that color with Cider Donut would be so good for a Colorworks sweater. Oh, that would be good. But no, this is the Sew sweater. Here it is.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty.
That is the sweater that I'm thinking about trying out my Aran weight base that I'm pretty sure I will start carrying at some point. But I was thinking because it's like the color is
it's reverse stocking out on the sleeve.
Oh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So here, I can show you guys the color because I had brought it up just the other day. That's the one I'm talking about.
Oh, it's pretty.
So it's soft enough that you're not going to lose the cables, but it's because that is just plain across the front. I thought with the little bit of speckling and variegation, it would be just a very pretty,
Yeah, I can see that.
So that's probably going to happen. Not yet though, because I'm working on other stuff right now.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so the reason I bought that was because I thought that the yarn that this pattern called for was more of a worsted Aran weight yarn. I was wrong. So I was going to play around and do some gauge swatching to make sure that I had yarn that would work. So at first I was like, well, I'll hold two fingering together to see if I do need a worsted weight. Well, holding two fingering together and crocheting is awful. So that wasn't going to happen. That's why I was like, I'll just get an Aran weight yarn and it's fine. And then I realized, no, that is actually not what I need. I need a DK, because if I had read the pattern, it actually says, if you're not going to use the yarn that it calls for, use a light worsted or DK.
And your DK is pretty,
it's like perfect.
Pretty plump.
So read the pattern is my suggestion there.
Reading is fundamental.
So I did several gauge swatches. I started with Splendid DK, and the hook size it calls for is an eye hook. With Splendid DK and my crocheting, an eye hook was not the right size. This is the gauge is too big here, so I did. And also, although I don't know, it just Splendid DK was just a little too fluffy, and I felt like you lost some of the stitch definition. And because this is such a textural cardigan, let me pull up the picture for this. I wanted it to be, I wanted the stitch definition to be better. I wanted you to be able to see every stitch, because I just thought it would be so much more lovely if you could see the stitches better. So I decided
that pattern is like blowing my mind that's crochet.
It's so gorgeous. So it's the Varpa cardigan by Linda Skuja.
My question for you, I actually texted you this question, so maybe you could just answer me now. Do you think, like, I feel like I'm like a intermediate crocheter. Would I be able to understand that pattern, do you think? Or do you think it would be kind of hard for me?
I think you'd be able to understand it. And I know you're not a big fan of videos, but she does actually have videos as well. Right. So she has wonderful videos, because the only thing I've been a crocheter since I was a teenager.
Did you learn that first?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been crocheting since I was a teenager. I think my mom taught me to crochet rag rugs when I was 17, I think. I know I started in high school at some point, and I know when I was in college, I used to sit in the laundry room and work on a rag rug. I would sit there and crochet a rag rug, and it was the best conversation starter. People would walk in and they're like, "What are you doing?" So great way to meet people. But yeah, so I've been crocheting for, I feel like, just about forever. But I don't do it very often.
Mhm.
I might crochet one project a year. The first crocheted garment I ever made for myself was the Flow Top by Linda Skuja.
Which is, I kind of want one of those.
It's so good.
It's like so
good.
cute.
And the best thing about her patterns, that had one thing I had to look up. It was like a double, triple or something like that. I don't remember.
How many yards was that? Do you know? Or how many skeins of yarn?
3.
Mm.
But I had to look like one thing up in that pattern, and it was the neck shaping. It was like a I don't remember if it was a decrease or an increase or what, but it was around the neck shaping. The rest of it, she has the most wonderfully written out gauge swatch instructions. So she has a pattern just for your gauge swatch.
That's awesome.
So you learn. So all of this was a pattern that I just followed the pattern that she had for the gauge swatch, and I actually didn't do it as wide as I think the gauge swatch is technically double this, but I had already, I didn't feel the need to do the full thing. So I did 3 gauge swatches. So that was the Splendid DK. Then I did, this is my Flow Top gauge swatch. There's no, see?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna make one of those.
It's really like, this is the whole, so by the time you finish with the gauge swatch, you know how to do
it.
everything except for those increases and decreases around the neck.
Which yarn is that?
Which were fine. That's Joy DK.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. So I had left over from my other project. I decided to do gauge swatches with Joy DK as well. This one was done with the I hook, and then this one was done with the H hook. And the H hook I got gauge with. So I am I'm crocheting the Varpa cardigan in Joy DK, in Beach Plum, on an H hook, and I love it. Okay, it's totally getting blown out there, but look at that stitch definition.
It's really pretty.
Look at that stitch definition. I just love it. So this is, I think, the back of the cardigan. I think the length, when I held it up, I think the length's going to be good. But she does have instructions for if you want to add length to it.
Sounds like a really thorough pattern.
She writes beautiful, thorough patterns. She actually just had a book that came out recently. I think it's like called Textures or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it's called. But Linda Skuja has a lot of patterns. She just came out with the most beautiful t-shirt. Oh my gosh. I almost bought it, and then I was like, okay, stop. You aren't going to be casting this on anytime soon, and you need to stop buying patterns that just sit there and never get actually made because you find something else and find something else and find something else.
Mm-hmm.
But she just had, I think I actually reposted it the other day on my Instagram. So if you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen it already. But this pattern is, maybe I didn't repost it. I must have just put it in my stories. But, oh my gosh, it is just, I think it would be so good in my new summer base. I think it would be just absolutely fantastic. So this is her new tee that she just came out with. It's actually the same. I don't know if you guys can see that. I think there's maybe another one. Okay, nope. That might be better.
Pretty.
It's actually the same or similar. It's not the same, but it is similar to the stitch on the Varpa cardigan. So I just think it's so cute.
It's really
so cute. And the look at this on the shoulder.
It's really pretty.
Like, that is just, she's amazing. Anyway, so that might happen.
I've never crocheted a garment.
That might be something that happens like next summer. That
I've
might
only
be
done
I know. I have
amigurumi, and I've done, I teach crochet to my students, so I've done like granny squares and
yeah. I had made one garment when the boys were little. It was a I think it's considered intarsia crochet, but it had a snowflake. It was a navy blue sweater with a snowflake on the front of it, and okay, this was a long time ago, and there wasn't a lot of crochet garments, and the crochet garments that there were, this was a very stiff sweater.
Yeah, like acrylic.
Yeah, it was acrylic, and I mean, it was designed in acrylic. Like, I think I used the yarn that, you know, I don't know if you've been around the knitting world for a while, or if you've been around the fiber world, you've probably been into, and they probably still have them, but when you go to like a box store, like Joann's or AC Moore,
R.I.P. Joanne's.
or yes, they have like little free patterns that just like hang on little hooks, and sometimes they have like little booklets with just a few patterns in them. And it was like one of those little tiny books with like a few patterns in it that was like came with like you know, in the acrylic yarn section or whatever. So I made it. It was cute. I think the boys might have each worn it once. I mean, because it was so
solid,
stiff. It just wasn't, you know. But
I think a flow top is in my future.
Oh yeah. Well, and you can see the drape on that. I mean, like, that's no stiff acrylic top.
I'm doing that, the wildflower top, which is also, it's a knitted lace top. That's on my soon-to-be list.
That's really cute. I like that too.
Because I like to have layering pieces. I really made a conscious decision to start wearing my knits more in the last couple of years because I didn't used to wear them so much. So I've really been wearing them a lot. In fact, a lot of people don't even know that they're hand knits, like at my school. I have to remember not to wear them on painting days. But I've been wearing a lot more of my knits because, like, what's the point of making them if you're not going to wear them?
I always, honestly, since I started hand dyeing my own yarn, I have not been wearing my hand knits that weren't pre-hand dyed. So sometimes I feel like I'm like, but a lot of times I'm in a situation where I'm kind of representing my business. Yeah. So I want to wear things because people will ask, well, what yarn is that? And I'm like, it's not mine. Yeah. So I tend to wear mine. Okay, I do wear them when I'm doing something that is like, maybe I'm going out and doing something with the kids and it's not going to be knitting or business related. And then that's when I get to wear like my old knits that are not made out of mine. But like the Fantastic shawl, I wear that all the time in spring and fall. And people are like, oh, what yarn? And
is it time to make another one? Is that what you're saying?
I know, I kind of want to. Because it is so wearable. Like, it's such a great, like...
We really, like, and we were, I know we've been talking for a long time, but we were going to talk about, like, the idea of knitting along. And, like, I haven't done a lot of, I'm not really been a knit along person. Yeah. We did that one. And then I did one with the Lorkowska last year, which is a small project. It was like a hooded thing, like a hooded scarf. But like I've never done a knit along for sweater. But you have.
I have. I've done knit alongs for sweaters. So let's go into that. But also, we knit that thing in a month because apparently we were crazy and it was the pandemic. So I'm just gonna go with that.
That's why I hurt myself.
Yeah, and that's why I hurt myself. Well, that and I think I just knit way too much during the pandemic.
It was heavy.
The
thing was heavy at the end.
It was very heavy. But we thought we would talk about, because it just came out, if you guys are following Instagram, or I think probably it's on YouTube, it's probably everywhere.
Yeah.
Your Rhinebeck sweater.
Rhinebeck sweater, yes.
And I want to know, you guys maybe leave us a comment down below. What is your thoughts on Rhinebeck sweaters? Do you like the idea of doing a knit along with a whole group and everybody knitting the same sweater? Or are you more of a, I'm going to knit a whole bunch of sweaters this year and my favorite one's going to be my Rhinebeck sweater? What is your thoughts?
I am really curious, and there's been a lot of sort of discourse about this because there's some pretty famous designers that come out with their Rhinebeck sweaters. And on one hand, it is cool, like if you have a sweater to find a sweater twin, right?
Yeah.
Like that's kind of fun. But also, like if something's not your taste, you might not want to knit it. And like, would you feel pressure to knit something that's not really your personal taste because, everybody's knitting it?
And so I love the idea of the community. And I know that I've heard people saying, like I have done I have a knitting group. I have several knitting groups.
And so do I, yeah.
But there's a lot of people who are, I have a friend who said that she's like, I just sit in my house and knit by myself. She goes and podcasts and things are her knitting groups.
Yeah.
So that gives you that community too. So I want to hear from you guys. What is your thoughts? But I am definitely in the camp of, because I have done sweater knit alongs a couple of times for Rhinebeck. Originally, I've been to Rhinebeck now, I don't even know how many times, 6 times? Maybe, is this either 6 or 7? I don't know. The first time I went was the year coming out of the pandemic. And, oh my goodness, I for like my first 4 Rhinebecks, I think, I wore a Justyna Guest sweater. Mm-hmm. And I love color work. Part of you if you've seen my yarn, you will see that I do a lot of high contrast because I love color work. Yeah. So, and that's why I'm like really loving this one, because this one and the deep plum are going to be so good for some color work sweaters where you want some high contrast with like some of my soft speckles and things. But yeah, so my first 4 Rhinebeck sweaters were all Justyna Guest sweaters. They were not, there was no official.
Did you knit them like to go to Rhinebeck? Or did you just knit them and finish them like, like that's what I'm wearing?
One of them was knit specifically as a Rhinebeck sweater. It was my short sleeve one knit in Hope, MCN. I knitted in 2 weeks. I decided that I wanted a Rhinebeck sweater and I wanted to be short sleeves because the weather was looking like it was going to be warm. And I knit it specifically to wear. And
that's what we've been kind of laughing about, some of the sweater patterns that come out, because some of them are so dense.
Yes.
Like, I mean, I have seen so far 2 patterns. I've seen Junction Fiber Mill, and I've seen Andrea Mowry's. And I'd say both of them are pretty solid.
I don't know. I don't know what weight Andrea Mowry's is in.
Yeah.
If it's sport weight, it might not be too terribly solid, but the Junction Fiber Mill one
because it's mosaic knit, right?
Is it
I
mosaic?
Think so.
Or
I don't know. Or is it
brioche?
brioche?
It almost looked like brioche to me, but I don't know. I haven't looked at it close enough to know. But
we both said it looked warm.
Yeah. When Julia sent me a message about it, I was like, I guess they're hoping for really cold weather. Because for me personally, because I am menopausal and I have hot flashes constantly, that would be a hard one for me to do. I just run
warm, generally.
I would be very much having to pull that off, which would drive me crazy because it's not a cardigan.
If we get weather that's like Maryland Sheep and Wool was,
yes, it would be perfect.
Maryland Sheep and Wool is perfect.
It's a beaut. Like both is both of the sweaters are great. I love the design of the Junction Fiber Mill. I think it's like a really interesting design. That is one that I could see me doing.
That one's actually a little old school to me because it's not oversized. Like I feel like the trends have been very boxy, and this one is a little more form fitting. Yeah. And it kind of reminds me of like when I started knitting, stuff was more like that. I've seen the trend go from a little more form-fitted to more,
it's
like even negative ease.
It's definitely a more tailored look.
When I started knitting, I feel like a lot of people were knitting with negative ease, and now I feel like more people knit with positive ease, more boxy.
A lot of positive ease.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, those are, and there's, I don't know if you mentioned it to me, I saw a knit, or not knit, I guess an influencer, a knitting influencer on Instagram the other day, and she was talking about like there's no official Rhinebeck sweater, and there isn't. It's lovely that these groups want to do these things and all, and that's fantastic, and it is great if you want community and all that. But there is no official Rhinebeck sweater. Yeah. So that's the thing. Like, what is your thought? Do you want to do the one that? Do you want to be in one of those group photos? Do you want to be like in the group, or do you want to have yours? How do you do it?
Something different.
I will be honest, after doing a Rhinebeck sweater for the last 2 years as a group, I learned last year, especially the year before, it wasn't as bad because the sweater was changing colors the whole time. So it was very enjoyable for me. I liked that. It was kind of like doing self-striping socks. Ooh, when's the next color?
New color,
That was fun. last year's, it was one color for the whole thing, and it was a lot of knitting. I think
it's a lot of honeycomb.
It was a lot of honeycomb. And I got to now, if this hadn't been a sweater that I could use as a sample, I would have ripped this sweater out. Even though I spent months knitting this thing, because once I tried it on, it was not flattering on me at all. But that's the thing, you know, you can't, now you can try on my samples, obviously, which is great. That's a great reason to go to a trunk show, go to a fiber festival. Being able to see finished knit items in real life, be able to touch them, try them on, all that is fantastic, because that's the one thing you can't do when you just find a pattern online. And what I didn't realize is that when I finished that, I was not gonna like the way it looked on me at all. It was not a flattering style for me. And it wasn't something that I could try on ahead of time, so I didn't know that. It looked adorable on Kiesha. She wore my sweater actually at Rhinebeck last year. It ended up being her Rhinebeck sweater, and it looked adorable on her. Actually, when I'm done using it as a sample, it will become Kiesha's sweater.
Well, it's funny because in my one knitting group, we all talked about, because we're meeting, we're a virtual group and we're from all over the country. So we're actually going to Rhinebeck to meet those friends. So we were like, do we want to do a Rhinebeck sweater? Like, as our group's not really big, so it wouldn't be like this giant knit along. But we all decided that we had such different tastes and body types, and you know, that we all thought, like, one person was like, maybe we just all have like a similar element. We all use some hand spun. And so that kind of led into one person wanting, I don't spin, but some people in the group do, wanting to do like a fully hand spun, or like, I think it can be fun to just have, and I actually don't even know if I'm doing that, but you could have like a similar colorway with your friends. You could have a similar like there's so many different things other than like we have to knit the same sweater.
Yeah.
Blah, blah.
And I realized that after doing last year's one, that if I don't love something, it becomes a chore for me. And now if I had been knitting that and it hadn't been a group thing where it was, I would have stopped. I would not
you
have
would have
finished
never
that.
finished it.
I would have never finished it. I forced myself to finish it, and I realized that is not for me. I am not ever going to be the girl who wants to do a sweater that everybody, I love finding, and I don't even know what my Rhinebeck sweater is going to be. If you've been with us, you know that I've knit quite, I don't know, this year has been, and that's the other thing, that sweater took so long. I knit almost nothing last year because of that sweater.
Well, I'm definitely taking my Meadow Crepe, like, that was my Maryland sheep and wool sweater. I'll wear it again.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, so I have so many things that I have completed that could most likely, if the weather is nice, you're going to see me in the harvest flower sweater. If the weather is like good sweater weather.
That thing is, I picked that up last night. She's hefty.
Yes, she is. She is. She's warm. And I've only gotten a few wears out of her because I didn't finish her until I think March. So I did wear her a few times, and I absolutely love that sweater. It is gorgeous. And
that's DK, yeah?
That's DK.
In the non-superwash.
In the non-superwash.
Which I was thinking about. I have one wild card that I might knit, which is the Zambezi sweater. And that's probably what I would knit it in.
Yeah.
Because I saw the sweater at Maryland Sheep and Wool.
That would be so cute. The harvest flower would be so cute over like a little dress or something. That would be really...
Everything's cute over
and it's so cute. It's cute with jeans. It's cute with... I love that sweater. So there's a good chance, if the weather is nice, that you'll see me in that. There's also a good chance, if it's hot, that you'll see me in the Stromboli. Who knows? Yeah. That's my thing. And this is how I've been since the first time I went to Rhinebeck. My first Rhinebeck sweater was a it was Forestland by Justyna Guest, which is it kind of looks like it's got pine trees across.
I love that one.
Yeah, and I loved it too. That was a learning experience for me because I ordered yarn from a dyer that I love, and I loved all the yarn that I'd gotten from her before, and I love the color, but I found out that not all merino is the same, and that is not as soft as some merinos, and I can't wear it against my skin. So Did
you frog it?
I did not frog it. but I don't
It's
wear
almost
it.
like you should give it to a friend who's a similar size who doesn't mind scratchy ears.
I probably should. You know what? You might be getting it because
it's not your yarn either. So.
Exactly, and I love
Is
it.
it green?
No, it's purple and green. The trees are in green and the body is purple, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I love the color, but it is just itchy enough that I have to wear long sleeves underneath.
I also can't wear something you knit because then someone would be like, "Who knit that?" I'll be like, "Not me."
But yeah, but I can't wear it because I have hot flashes all the time, and because it is a more fitted sweater, I have to wear a essentially like undershirt, long sleeve undershirt under it.
And you're layered up.
So then you're layered up, and then I can't take it off because the undershirt doesn't look, it's not something I would want to walk around in without something over top of it. So I don't wear it anymore because it itches so bad. But that was my first one. I absolutely loved the sweater. It was gorgeous. I wore that and I made a shawl. It was called the Rococo shawl. Let me see if I can find a picture of it. It was absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely loved this shawl. And I think, now the sweater and the shawl were both, in my opinion, absolutely gorgeous. And that shawl got so many compliments. But the funniest thing is, technically, I didn't even wear, because technically it's, when they talk about Rhinebeck sweaters, it's the sweater that you wear on Saturday.
Oh, there's like a rule? I didn't even know that.
Pretty much, yes.
Look at me.
Yes.
I'm a Rhinebeck newbie, and I didn't know that you wore the special sweater on a certain day.
That is usually, I mean, when they do like the Andrea Mowry meetup is on Saturday afternoon.
Also, I'll share, this is my Fanta Stitch or Fantastic.
I think it's Fantastic.
I always say Fanta Stitch, like the soda Fanta. But there it is. If you want to see that.
But I kind of think it's a play on Fantastic.
But I say Fanta Stitch. Whatever.
It's all good. We know what we're talking about. So that is the Rococo shawl.
Rococo.
By so I'm just gonna show it to you because that's what it. I'm pretty sure she's German, but I can't read that. I don't even know how to read that. But it's, the designer's name is Julia. Anyway, which is kind of funny.
We're everywhere.
But the I got so many. This is just the.
Is that the actual
look
one?
At that. Yeah,
that's yours.
This is mine.
Is it your yarn or is it before the days of your
yarn?
This
is before May. So this is what I wore the first year I went to Rhinebeck because I wasn't dyeing yarn the first year I went to Rhinebeck. Most of this yarn is on the round.
I've never seen that one.
Because I haven't worn it.
Yeah.
Because it's not my yarn.
Yeah.
So I have it and it's gorgeous, but I never wear it. I actually would love to knit this again in my yarn because it is look at this.
Yeah, that would be really pretty in
That's
your
all
yarn.
brioche. That's all brioche down there. This is actually the pattern that taught me how to fix brioche. I can pretty much, I can drop back and fix brioche now because of that.
That gives me nightmares. Fixing brioche is terrible.
But so that was my first, so that and then the other, I don't know if there it is. That is actually look at that. You can't see, but that was my first Rhinebeck outfit.
Oh, was that the one that was like on a poster?
No.
Oh, she's a Rhinebeck poster girl. But here.
But this was my first Rhinebeck outfit, but was
it cold that year? You're bundled up.
On Sunday, I was able to wear this. Saturday, I did not wear this. Actually, I wore a short sleeve top on Sunday or on Saturday because it was so warm. Actually, this is the top I wore. That was the first.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, so that was the one I wore. But no, my second Rhinebeck sweater, and this was not knit as a Rhinebeck sweater. It was knit because the pattern came out at the same time that I had just dyed pinelands for the first time. And I absolutely...
Yeah, that one's so pretty.
Loved the pattern and was like, oh, pinelands needs to be in this sweater.
Yeah,
it just
really
needs
pretty.
to. So the only reason Sand Dollar exists is because I wanted to knit this, and this was my second ever Rhinebeck sweater. And I just knew that I wanted to make it, and it was one I knit that year. And so Justyna Guest the first year, Justyna Guest the second year, the third year was the New Leaf by Justyna Guest. Maybe okay, so that was what happened. So I've worn 4 Justyna Guest sweaters, 2 Rhinebeck, but one year I wore 2 Justyna Guest sweaters. I wore the New Leaf on Saturday, and I wore the Aurora, I can't remember what, the Aurealis, which was also not knit in my yarn. That was yarn that I actually got at my first Rhinebeck. I got the yarn at my first Rhinebeck, and I knit the sweater, and then because I was already dyeing yarn, I wanted to wear my yarn for Rhinebeck, but I wore this on Sunday.
Really pretty.
Yeah, I want to do it in my yarn.
Yeah,
I love this one.
That's really
So.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I want to do that one.
yeah, and that's Feeder Book. That's in the color work. Yeah.
So pretty.
Yep. So yeah. So I want to knit.
What you want to knit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same boat.
I like the idea of being different.
Yeah.
I like that. I like being like,
Yeah.
part of the reason I knit is because I want to have things that not everybody else has.
It's funny because when we went to Maryland Sheep and Wool, we were with my friend Will and my husband. And my husband didn't have any knits, and it was really cold, and he didn't bring his jacket. So Will like pulled out some knits for my husband to wear. And then the funny part of it was like I was looking for them, and I'm like, usually it's really easy to find the 6'3" guy in hand knits. It's not when everyone is wearing their hand knits, and I think like that was almost half the fun of just seeing all the different projects that people were wearing and being like, oh, what pattern is that? Like I definitely was like on Ravelry adding patterns to all the different projects I would see. That was like half the fun of the whole day. That's actually what I'm looking forward at Rhinebeck. I'm not planning to like buy a lot of yarn.
It's the people
It's
watching.
more social and like seeing what people are wearing.
When Kiesha and I went to our first Rhinebeck, I swear, like, first off, we went the year coming out of the pandemic where they limited the number of people. So I feel like everybody that was there pretty much was like a die-hard knitter, and they were wearing their knitwear.
Right.
So I don't even know how many people I stopped and was like, oh my gosh, I love what you're wearing. What is that pattern? Like, what yarn is that? Blah, 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 And I, like, when Kiesha and I left, I was like, okay, we're going to have to fix our brains to not stop random people and ask them what they're wearing.
And because like I'm an artist, you're obviously an artist, like, we love knitting. And there's like one thing that I really love about it, knitting and crocheting, is like there's no shortcut to creation. Like, yeah, some people can knit or crochet faster than others. And, obviously there are knitting machines and things like that. But like the handmade aspect and seeing so many people who love their yarn and they love to create, and like there's just something in a world where everything is fast fashion and I'm not even get into like AI generations, so there's just something like really wonderful about people making things and being proud of them and wearing them, which is why I think you should wear whatever you're proud of wherever you go. But like definitely if you're going to Rhinebeck, you should wear whatever you love the most, even if you're brand new, even if it's like the first scarf you ever knit or the first you should be proud of it because you made it.
Yep. Well, and it's so funny because, like I said, I love that being unique, wearing, making. And so I'm torn because I'm now a yarn dyer. And I also really want you to knit the things that I have samples of, right? So now, last year, Kiesha and I were walking along, and I come up behind this person. I'm like, huh. I'm like, Kiesha, is that my yarn? That's my yarn. So I ran up to the lady and I tapped her on the shoulder and I was like, whose yarn is that? And she takes a look at me and she goes, it's yours. I was like, oh my God. Yay! So that also, so it's a little bit torn because yes, I love being like an individual, but I also, and that is kind of fun for me because of the fact that I am making new samples all the time. Yeah. So there's a good chance that it will be an individual that first time I wear it at Rhinebeck, but then hopefully maybe next year or the year after I'll see somebody else wearing. So my second Rhinebeck sweater was the Avena sweater by Justyna Guest, and last year I saw a woman wearing my Avena sweater.
Full circle.
Yes, which is also, you can't tell because I have a shawl over top of it, but what Julia was saying, it is actually on the Rhinebeck poster from, I think 2024. Yeah, I think 2024 I'm in, or it's either 20, no, it might have been 2023.
But it was in 24.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Can't remember which one. But yeah, I'm on the poster wearing a Exploration Station shawl, knit in my yarn, and the Avena sweater, knit in my yarn, and a yellow hat that I actually knit for my son, but it goes perfectly with the shawl. So I had his hat on as well. So
yeah, I think that for me, the moral of the story is just like, knit what you like. And if you like the designers, you know, that are putting out a Rhinebeck sweater and you like it, knit it.
yeah,
It's your life. It's your
exactly.
knitting.
You got it.
It's your hours of time and money and yarn.
Yeah. Yeah, if you love the Rhinebeck sweaters that are out there and you want to knit one of them and you love that community aspect too, fantastic. It's all wonderful. I mean, if you love just the idea of doing a Rhinebeck knit along where you're all knitting your own thing, but you all know you're knitting it to go to Rhinebeck, that's fun too. I mean, there's so many ways you can do it, and there's no wrong or right way. I think that's the most important part. There's no wrong or right way.
Just like with all of knitting.
Yep.
Do it your way.
Yep. You're always learning, you're always creating, and that's the important part. Have fun.
Have fun. We get back to our play.
Yep, play and have fun, and then at the end,
Someone could have knit an entire sweater during this podcast.
Very possibly. Definitely a dishcloth.
They
I could
have
definitely
finished
get a
their
dishcloth.
Rhinebeck sweater while we were talking.
Yes, it's a little bit long, but that's okay. I think that's it.
Happy knitting.
So happy
for
knitting.
sure.
Thanks, Julia, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Check her out on the socials and everything.
I talk about knitting. I talk about art. I talk about painting.
I should have had. I have it here somewhere. Julia gave me some stickers. So
some possum stickers.
anybody who orders any possum yarn in the next.
It's not made of possums.
No.
It's just the color of a possum.
No, there is actually possum.
Yeah,
yarn.
I know they have.
I don't have possum yarn, but I have
So
a color possum because it's based on Julia's book.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
stuck.
like grayish, pinky.
Yeah, there's a little
real
pink.
pretty.
There's gray. There's a little kind of creamy tan.
It's really pretty.
But because Julia gave me some stickers, I'll throw a sticker in.
Yeah, get a possum sticker. It's throwing confetti.
Yeah. So if you order possum yarn anytime until I run out of those stickers, I will throw a sticker in there for you. So just let you know. But yeah, so I think that is it. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
If you liked what you saw, subscribe, ring the bell.
Well, write a comment about if you're knitting something in a group, or if you're if you're lucky to go to Rhinebeck, what are you wearing?
Yeah. Yeah, leave us a comment, tell us what you think, and we would love to hear. And next time will probably be a month from now, and there's a very good chance that my oldest son will be the next guest co-host, because he's almost done with his shawl that he's making.
Which shawl is he making? Is it a secret?
He is making the Dotted Rays by Stephen West, and he did it. 2 of the colors are his hand-dyed yarn.
Ooh.
And the 3rd color is Nevermore, which is one of mine. So
he is the expert swatch knitter, right?
he is amazing at swatch knitting.
All her beautiful
Yes.
swatches, they're so even.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Awesome.
So probably be about a month. But like I said, because I'm just trying to squeeze things in when I can, I'm just ring bell, subscribe, and then you'll know when we're podcasting. So thank you so much.
Bye.
And we'll see you next time.